and welcome to episode 33 of It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where three friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together each week to have a chat about all things geek. My name's Rich Gittins, and joining me this week and every week, it's my buddy Chris Lumb. Go on out, Lummy.
Hello.
Hey up, Lummy. How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I've just come from my first day of work in 18 months, and I'm not as fit as I used to be. Let's put it that way.
Oh, nobody is. It's been 18 months, hasn't it? So
who'd have thought that lying on the sofa doing that and that wouldn't have been conditioning enough to, and a little bit, wouldn't have been conditioning enough to be in a fucking dance show with loads of dancers who are like 20 years younger than me. But hey,
that's showbiz.
That is showbiz. That is showbiz. Lummy, what have you been up to this week?
Gigs.
Ryan?
Just gigs.
Just gigs? Which one? Ryan, his brother?
No, just comedy gigs.
You've been doing some comedy gigs.
Audiences starting to come back a little bit more than they were, which is nice. I think people are getting over themselves.
Wow. Really? I think, I did, like I said last week, I do think it's going to be one. It's that thing, isn't it? That I think there'll be like a snowball effect once people start going out a little bit. But it has been 18 months. I mean, those of you who have had to go out and work and been able to go out and work, and those of us who have sort of stayed at home for 18 months, two completely different narratives going on there. I'll be honest, I was really anxious about, like, all weekend about going to work this week. But yeah, it's like getting on a bike, Lummy. You don't forget. Speaking of bikes, let's bring out Webby.
It's like forgetting how to fall off a bike. You never forget how to fall off a bike.
You never forget to fall off.
You know what I mean?
How you doing, Webby? What have you been up to this week?
I'm all right. I'm over it.
You're over all this. What are you over?
I don't understand what people are moaning about. And we're Lummy.
We've got
get over yourselves.
Martin's here.
Hey up, Martin. How you doing?
Hey up, Martin.
Shouldn't ask how it went back. Job to get. No, don't ask Rich anything about the job.
Don't ask.
No, it was great. It was lovely. Good evening.
What it means is he's thankful to have a job and a wage.
I'm really grateful to have a job. It's just I'm fucking knackered.
I don't know why all your places of work can't just let you bring your dog with you. That'd solve the problem. Do you know what I mean?
That would be amazing.
I mean, I'm glad you're back at work. I mean, anti-vaxxers are all going back now, so I'm glad you're back.
Anyway,
you've got a topical bee in your bonnet this week, Lummy.
Mental, Lummy.
Get over this coronavirus.
He's got an edge to his comedy this week. These hot hits.
It's because we had some precinct comedy gig the other day. When you said about what have you done this week, I just remembered that we had two arseholes in.
Really? Saturday. What happened? Can you tell us what happened?
The left after the first section, so it was fine. But this woman came in and she goes, she was with this old guy who looked like he was going to keel over. But then I realised that both were just absolutely pissed out of their heads. And she said when she came in, she went, "Is there no more?" She's doing it in Harrogate, so she was like posh. She went, "Is there no more audience coming in?" And I went, "Yeah, it's actually there's going to be about 30 people in." She went, "And they're going to come in 4 minutes, are they?" And I thought, "Fuck you." So I went and sat down. Then they were talking in the first section, and they were that pissed they left in first break. So that was fine. So good riddance.
Did you say anything cut into them? Did you?
That's a warning to anybody planning to go see Discount Comedy Checkout. You can't understand that kind of highbrow level of comedy if you're off your face.
You've just got to be able to understand English or language of any kind. Don't come in absolutely rat ass so you can't understand what people are saying.
But I will say this: those of you who, for one reason or another, can't leave and go out and be in the public just yet, you haven't had both your jabs or you're still a bit nervous, there are some brilliant clips of the Discount Comedy Checkout on Channel Lumb.
Yeah.
There you go.
Watch it without even getting off your sofa. Amazing.
That's very nice. I didn't want it to turn into a comedy night plug, but yeah, I just started explaining it. But yeah,
I know. Oh, well,
Hey, Bulletproof Blouse, how the heck are you? Yeah, I know. It's crazy out there. Did you guys hear about the guy who, it was on 4chan. I got sent the link yesterday. There's this guy who, back in May, just is one of these sort of danger tourists. So he's been to Chernobyl and places like that.
Yeah.
And he decided he was going to go back in May to Afghanistan, thinking it was going to be like 6 months or so before the Taliban came through. And he arrived on Thursday, right? And he got on 4chan and he was chatting to all the people on there. And he was just telling everyone what we'd be doing. And first of all, nobody believed he'd gone to Afghanistan, because by the time that we were reading it, we could see what was going on in Afghanistan. And this guy's like, no, I've been driving around, meeting loads of people. It's great. Everyone thinks it's going to be months. I'm all right. I fly back on the 19th. And then the shit hit the fan. And basically, he's stuck out there now.
Yeah,
they can't get him home.
Bad news.
So Miles from Loughborough University, good luck to you, my friend, because that is some crazy shit. That's mental.
Yeah,
That's mental.
You win the Big Balls of the Year award, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if that. I can't make my mind up about that. Whether it's big balls or whether it's just
daft
stupidity. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because they're not like, well, that doesn't matter. Ladies and gents, welcome to It's All Geek to Me. If you want to leave a comment down below, feel free to do so. Feel free to share all our stuff across your social media. We're all about building a community so we can increase our collective nerd knowledge. We've got some news. Go on, Webby. What's going on, mate?
So I usually, you stopped asking me because I usually don't do all, because I, like most people, have been stuck in the house for so long. But we went to the theatre this week on Saturday. Oh, you'd have loved it. We went to see Fireman Sam, the play.
The play?
Yeah.
Wowzers. Where is that?
Based on the book?
Yeah, based on the book of the film, of the play.
Of the TV show?
Yeah. Based on all that.
Where did you go to see that?
It was at the Town Hall in Leeds.
Okay, cool.
So, two things of note happened. Number one, as we sat down, my partner said, "Oh, I've just remembered coronavirus." And I was sat there with my mask on, and I looked around, and nobody else in the entire place had the mask on. So for the next hour and 15 minutes, all I could think about were the germs that were crawling all over me. Now, the other thing that happened is I started to fantasize before I went in there that
about
at some
Fireman
point,
Sam?
no, wait, hang on, hear me out, right? I started to fantasize that halfway through the show, Robin
he got his
was
hose
going
out.
to turn around and he was going to say, "I'm scared, can we leave?" And then we leave. And I go down a side alley and me and Joe get murdered. And Robin turns into Batman, right? That's the origin story. I started to think, as sad as it'd be, you know, you'd have a crack at being Batman then, except for the billionaire part, you know, you got a fair chance at vengeance. You know, actually, my fantasies were more entertaining than what went on the stage.
Come on, we've got to know. We've got to know what happened in the Fireman. No spoilers.
What was the grand narrative for Fireman Sam?
The premise is Naughty Norman. Again, he's a prick, that kid.
Son of a bitch.
He messes everything up. A circus comes into town, and a tiger got loose, but it wasn't a real tiger. It's a little cat, a little cat. This is interesting as it sounds.
I mean, is it actors portraying this, or is it? Have they got like big foam heads?
You know what? There was one proper actor playing the ringmaster of the circus, and he had a top hat and a fake mustache on. So obviously, he was a ringmaster. You know what I mean? And excuse me, and he was the only actor in it. But me and Joe, you can't help but do a bit, can you? I was saying to Joe, "Hey, Dad, guess what? You know, you laughed at me all those years for the theatre training. Well, I've got a role in the Fireman Sam." Oh yeah, it was pretty sad. And then there was some poor guys jumping around in their suits.
Wait, did the Fireman Sam? Did he have a fake head, like
yeah?
Oh right.
All the main characters, Norman, Elvis, Fireman Sam, and Officer Steele and Penny, they all had big mascot costumes on.
Yeah.
So they had to dance around like loonies in those things. It looked pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweaty stuff.
I had a mate of mine. He was.
Yeah.
Hey up, Big T. How you doing? I had a mate of mine who was in Noddy Goes to Toy Town, and he went into Noddy's dressing room and found Noddy fucking big ears, and they were in their costumes over the dressing table. I was just like, I can't get that image out of my head. It's just like still
living the dream.
I mean,
you know, the worst thing was we booked this about.
Or is it, you know, is it they just got caught in the moment and couldn't resist?
We booked this about 6 months ago or something. I completely forgot about it. And Joe said to me last week, "Oh, it's Fireman Sam on Saturday." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, we're going to see Fireman Sam. So we told the kid. And he was like, "Who? Fireman who? He hasn't watched it for months. He hasn't requested to watch it for months. He's just got into Marvel and he's watching a bit of, what's it called? Bluey. That's a right show. Bluey. Sounds rude, but it's not. It's good. Check out.
Did Robin enjoy Fireman Sam?
He was, yeah, he did. He really did. And he's one of those kids that you'd think, I don't know, you couldn't tell what he was going to think. We thought this could all be a waste of time and we'll be leaving halfway through. But he was like, "Oh my God, you bloody Fireman Sam, Dad, look. He's there. He's on the stage. He's Fireman Sam." I'm like, "Yeah, no, man."
You should have got him to do a review. You should have got him to do a review like usual.
I could have
Do you
done,
remember
I forgot.
Do you remember when we were at college and they did, I can't remember what play it was, but the year above us did a play and one of the girls in that year, her little brother, was in the audience and he just kept going, "Annabelle! Annabelle!" His sister said all the way through the play, and his parents like,
Peer Gint? Wasn't it that one?
It must have been Peer Gint. Yeah.
I'd have rather seen Fireman Sam, to be honest.
I'd have rather been him, Fireman Sam.
I want a Peer Gint.
Wowzers, after that Noddy and Big Ears story, Lummy, this show took a whole different turn here in your revelation there.
Fireman Sam's pure. Noddy's just filth.
Yeah, but you want to be in Fireman Sam. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to have the news now. What geek news do we have, gentlemen, this week?
We've got...
I'm still just disappointed a little bit. Hang on.
Do you want to just... Hang on, can we have a moment just so Webby can really emphasise his disappointment in me?
I'll go right near it, Mike.
I can just get over it quick, me.
All right, good. Because you're heartless and you don't care anymore.
True that.
You used to care what people thought of you, and now you're like, fuck it. Hollywood Lumb.
Hollywood Lumb.
It's his new nickname, Hollywood.
It is his new nickname. Gentlemen, what news have we got this week? What's been going on in the world of geek?
All sorts, but we haven't got most of that. We've just got the bits we've chosen. One thing I noticed today was I saw a trailer a while back for something that's been promised to come out for ages and ages, based on a comic book, Why the Last Man, which is a really, really awesome comic about the last man on the planet and his monkey, which is a male monkey. All the men die and women are the only people left, apart from this one guy. And if any of you read the comic, it's a really, really funny comic. And Disney Plus have just announced that they're going to be showing the first season of it from September on Disney Plus.
Now, this isn't anything to do with The Last Man, the sitcom that came out a few years ago, is it?
Oh, The Last Man on Earth.
Last Man on Earth. Is it based on it, or is it
no,
not at all? Not even loosely.
This is a few years old now, this one. But what they've got to get right, it's one of those comics that it's really, really, really funny. So if the comedy isn't there, that's what I'm worried about, that it won't translate very well. It's a weird time to release a comedy like this with all this.
I mean, you sent me the trailer to watch earlier, and there was didn't seem like a comedy at all. It seemed like.
Well, hopefully that's because they've done the sensible thing, like the Ghostbusters trailer, and they've kept the jokes out of the trailer so you can enjoy them when you actually watch it, rather than have them all.
It's a rare thing, isn't it? Now
it is, because we were talking about. I don't think it was on the show, but I was talking to one of you about Carnage, that Venom trailer that came out, and
it was on the show last week. Yeah,
exact opposite of the Ghostbusters trailer. It's everything I hate about a trailer. Not only does it show you exactly how Carnage becomes Carnage, there's loads of good jokes in it. It's just it's too much. I feel
it's delayed as well, that isn't it now? It's been delayed.
Yeah. Has it?
Mm.
Wow.
Maybe they've got to write some more jokes and film them in there. They realise they've given them all.
Do we know why, Lummy?
Because it looks shit. No, I don't know.
Excellent. Well, finger on the pulse as always.
I'm excited for Woody Harrelson in that one. I think
Martin, do you know why? And if you do you want to be on the show next week?
Tell us.
Tell us. Martin's put this as well. We know this, but we can't really say much about it because we don't want to spoil it.
We can. We don't have to do it spoiler. I watched it, and I'm going to do a spoiler-free little sum up of it. What I really liked about it, absolutely loved the animation. Beautifully animated. I liked the fact that they took scenes from Captain America and kept them almost exactly the same frame for frame. So they line up with the original, but obviously with the multiverse twists to it. I
wonder if they traced over it. What they call it, rotoscoping, where they trace over the image because it looked like it. You know,
yeah, I don't know about you.
Probably filmed it all on green screen, haven't they? And then, you know.
Do you remember the bit in Captain America where he gets into the super soldier machine, and after he comes out, Howard Stark's there, and he moves his glasses down, and he's looking at moves his sunglasses. It's just exactly the same. It's like you say, it's almost rotoscoped over it. But yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it, man.
I liked it. I thought the animation was good. I thought it was. I enjoyed it. I'd be interested to see what else they do. Which that does bring us on to the news you were going to say. The one at Webb, these Lego things. What are they?
Oh yeah.
So we've got some.
So Marvel Lego have done a series of what if sets. There's a couple of what if sets coming out. One of them's got the Iron Man, Captain America machine from the first one. And these are the minifigures they've done. So every year they do a couple of different bags, a couple of different sets of these. They've done a Harry Potter one before. They've done DC, and you get 12 different figures. They're all in random bags, so you never know what you're getting. Although, spoiler alert, if you go to the Lego shop, they'll tell you what's in the bags, so you can get whatever character you're after. But I really love, I think, put that picture up again, Lumb, if you can, because there's a couple of them. So this Spider-Man figure you can see is from What If, and that's an episode I'm really looking forward to, because I don't know much about the episode, but there's two figures on here from it. So there's a Captain America zombie down there, and there's a Spider-Man with a cape on. Apparently, this character is called Spider-Man the Vampire Hunter, and that's going to be from one of the episodes. And the zombie Captain America's in the trailer, so there's something going. It looks quite cool. But the other ones are from WandaVision, Loki, and Winter Soldier.
What's the little frog and the little alligator?
Well, the little frog, they're from Loki, aren't they? Because in Loki, you see that one of the incarnations of Loki is an alligator. Now, the thing that's missing is it doesn't have the horns on his head.
Yeah, of course.
And also, there's a little blink and you miss it cameo from Thor, who's actually voiced by Chris Hemsworth, and Thor's a frog in it. I think they called it Throg.
Okay.
So you get the Thor frog with the Loki set as well. So there's Sylvie and Loki, Captain Britain. Yeah, you've got Monica Rambeau from Scarlet
You've got
Witch.
the, what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy guy.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask, is that him? Is that...
That's from an
Black
episode
Panther,
that reimagines that T'Challa is Star-Lord instead of Star-Lord.
And is that Gamora down at the bottom as well?
Yeah, so Ricochet's going to be in that episode as well. Yeah, so there's some, I guess, kind of mild spoilers. One of the figures that people are excited about are the White Vision, because that's never been done before, and the Captain America Falcon, when he's actually in his Captain America suit. They're the ones that everybody's sort of hyped for. Personally, I've seen loads of these sets come out, and I've never really wanted to collect any, but I want every one of these.
Did you ever get the Looney Tunes?
No, I didn't get any of those, but you can still get those. Those are still out.
Yeah.
The only ones I've ever bought was I bought some random Harry Potter ones quite a while ago when they did a Harry Potter season. I got two of them. I got Bellatrix Lestrange and Professor Sprout. Just because I was in the Lego shop and money was jumping out my pocket trying to spend it. Happens a lot. So yeah, that's what if news. So there's two other sets as well, which you can look into as well. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that. No. I don't know. But I mean, they're nice to go into, but it's just torture.
Boss Level now on Prime worth a watch Groundhog Day action movie.
Yeah, I saw that's got Mel Gibson in it. I was like, I saw on the thumbnail, was that Mel Gibson? I looked into it. The guy in the main role in that film, I've never heard of him, but Mel Gibson's like a bit character in it. So
I'll watch that boss level.
Yeah,
boss level. Agent Carter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's worth mentioning as well. What if it really hasn't? They've spent a lot of money on it. They've got most of the cast from Marvel are doing their own voices in the show. I think the only people that didn't were in this episode were Captain America, and I don't think that's it.
Hugo Weaving as well.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah,
they haven't got Downey Jr. back, have they?
You'll know the name. No, he's not. Well, he hasn't been in it yet. Anyway, the first episode's not got him. Rich, you'll know this name. The guy who's doing the voice for Red Skull in that What If episode is Ross Marquand from The Walking Dead.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Doing Hugo Weaving's voice.
He's good. Yeah. He's
the guy I always think is Topher Grace from that 70s show.
Plays Aaron.
And Spider-Man 3.
And Spider-Man 3, yeah.
So Martin, there were a few articles from around about March 2020 saying that around about 150 Lego shops were going to close due to COVID. But then there's another article from earlier this year saying that Lego are going to open a load of shops. So, and that's from the BBC. So make of that what you want.
Their sales went up massively. Yeah, Chad. Yeah, that's right. Chadwick.
Okay.
He did the voice of Black Panther.
Yeah, their sales must have gone up loads, but
Lego sales went nuts.
From Lego stores though, or online.
Online.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the Lego shop, is it?
Do you look at that Lego thing where the competition stuff where they build all these sets from? There's a Home Alone house on it. Did you know this already? They're on about it being rumored to be a set.
Oh yeah,
Christmas.
I've heard it's one of them Lego
YouTube,
ideas.
One of those, or from...
No, it's the Lego thing. You can actually submit ideas to it, and if you get 10,000 votes or something, you get it.
It's called Lego Ideas. We talked about it a while ago. So I was telling you guys that somebody had done the most beautiful Lord of the Rings set that was a book, an open book with Hobbit bag end on the top of it. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, not all of them get selected, but some of them are really insanely popular. That's where Seinfeld and Friends and lots of other stuff like that, Winnie the Pooh house
came. There's yours one at the moment that's clocking up the numbers. That'd be quite cool. The board.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's not been done already. To be honest.
I've just noticed that Big T's are talking about What If, and so it's everything from the end of Loki is now about the multiverse. So everything that's happening in What if you remember the ending of Loki, you can explain it by that, all these different timelines, all these different branches. And they are saying that some of these characters could turn up. It sort of made sense to me how they're going to work on the new Spider-Man movie with the multiverse. And I saw a fake trailer for that the other day that looked real. I thought it was real. They've done an amazing job on this trailer. And everybody's in it. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. All the Spider-Men's in it and all the different bad guys. But nothing looks like it's from any of the original Spider-Man movies. It all looks like it's new. They did an amazing job on this trailer. But it's completely fake.
Yeah. It'll be all over the shop. You know when an official trailers come out, because every single YouTube channel's got it on it, apart from just one guy going, "Yeah, here's me trailer." Martin's brought up an interesting thing.
Oh yeah, this is people are going nuts about this.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where
even Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Everybody, they're all like, "What? You can't do that."
It's going to be one of those things where like 8 people I know who live in Cornwall are going to get jobs on this film, on this series, and only one of them's actually going to be an actor. They're just going to be mopping up all the local people for it. It's.
I wonder
it's going to be a real coup.
You know, I wonder if they're going to film any in Yorkshire, since that's where
everything's been filmed here. Everything.
Yeah, I think it's cheap. It's really cheap. But the other thing is, Lord of the Rings wouldn't exist without Tolkien living in Leeds, because he got inspired by his walks through Headingley Ridge.
Really? Woodhouse Ridge? Because I've been to the forest that inspired a lot of the works. It's what's it called? It's near it's in the Forest of Dean, and it's absolutely amazing. It's insane. The tree roots that are coming up, and you can walk through them and things like it's just like it's just like a couple of acres of completely unspoiled ancient woodland.
I mean,
And
are
it's
people
beautiful,
are people
beautiful.
concerned that if it's not filmed in New Zealand, it's just not going to feel like Lord of the Rings? Is that what the problem is?
I don't know, because they can do anything, can't they, now? So I don't know what. I think it's just that. I mean, yeah, they're probably thinking, oh, it needs to be epic, and you need all the mountain ranges and all the. But it's like.
CGI that in later.
Did you watch The Mandalorian? Because
how much do you think this decision is being inspired by COVID? Because obviously New Zealand is sort of almost zero COVID, but when they open the borders, and it's difficult to get in and out.
I honestly think it's a money thing.
It's going to be money. And I think that's probably why people are coming down hard on it.
I mean, they've spent so much on that first season, haven't they? I mean, if it don't work, they've had it. So maybe they've thought we better.
They must have faith that it's going to work completely, because Series 2 is already in the pipeline.
Unless they've gone, we need to cut the budget like into a third of what we spend on this. Where can we go?
Can I just say for the record, it's not coming out till next year, next summer sometime. Okay. That's before it's been cancelled a few times or moved back a few times. But Dan, I am, hey,
Dan, how you doing, mate?
I believe, why not? I mean,
nice.
And what is it as well? Harry Potter filmed some stuff in Yorkshire at Massam, didn't it? And is it Massam?
Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones, latest stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to firmly say that I'm skeptical as hell about this whole TV show. I don't think it's going to do what Lord of the Rings did for me, personally. I hope it does. I hope it's really good. But I'm skeptical.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all very flat.
Have you got any other news?
We've been through most of it, I think.
Fantastic.
Some other bits, yeah.
Yes. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
only
Disney
on
Plus already.
I didn't realise it was only on Disney Plus. That's a weird.
Well, they're all on there, aren't they? On Star Play.
Yeah, but they're also on Sky Atlantic. All of them have all been on. Oh, sorry, not Sky Atlantic. Fox. They've all been on Fox on Sky. That's where I've been watching them all. So okay, cool. Yes, season 11 starts next week, I think, of The Walking Dead, and it is the final season. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm with Big T. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, we won't notice that it's filmed in Yorkshire.
I mean, if it comes to Yorkshire, we can all be in it, so I'm up for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, I reckon everybody's agent has had a little nudge, haven't they?
Rich can get his ring out, you know.
Yeah.
There can be only one. No, it's Highlander, isn't it? It's Highlander. Sorry, it was just.
I'll be Tree Bollocks, the guy who's got
his bollocks.
Yeah. 2 big trees on his bollocks. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's about it for the news. There is all sorts of stuff
now folks,
coming out.
When you have an idea and you're like, this is a brilliant idea, and you offer up this idea, everyone goes, that's a brilliant idea, and then you sleep on that idea, and you wake up the next day and you realise it's a terrible idea. Well,
don't be so harsh on the show.
Welcome to this week's best and worst section. So, a couple of weeks ago, I had the idea. Do you know what? I completely forgot to say.
Can I just say, by the way, not all of us had to sleep on this to realise it were a terrible idea.
Yeah, when the show finished, we went,
Bilbo Gittins.
This is monstrously late, but welcome back, Webby.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about last week.
No, you don't need to apologise at all.
We said you were building your Lego.
Yes, we did.
I wish I were building some Lego. It's all to build at the minute.
One ring to rule them all. Thanks,
true.
Man. Thanks.
Bilbo Gittins too far. Never too far, Martin. Keep pushing it.
So we decided, I decided this week, our best and worst was going to be our best and worst impressions. So, now I haven't come up with a worse one because we are going to suggest one to each other, aren't we? As well. So, shall we get Lummy over and done with first? Because Lummy
actually does impressions.
Is an impressionist. Yeah. So, Lummy, what is your best impression?
Well, my best one, obviously, it's the one I do that not many people do, or not many people I've encountered do. Harrison Ford. You knew it were coming.
Go on then.
Pretty much.
Okay, this is my Harrison Ford. I just like to say it's a great opportunity to be on your show. It doesn't suck. There you go.
It's Harrison.
Very good.
Where's Harrison?
Very good.
I just heard him. No, I just heard him. I just heard him.
I like the fact that you've aged him as well, so he's a bit breathier.
Yeah.
Because he's been tooted on them.
I can do different ages. Yeah, different age range.
Can you do a young Harrison Ford? Like, can you do a Temple of Doom? Mama!
There you go. Nailed it.
That was good. Good. I'm trying to think of some of his younger lines. Marching into the detention area is not what I had in mind. You just got to speed him up.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
Speed him up. Whereas if he did that now, he'd go, marching into the detention area is not what I had in mind. He'd be like, what?
That's very good, Lummy. That's very good. Now, how are we going to do this? Are we now going to give Lummy the impressions that we want him to do, or are we going to go
Maybe he's
through?
won already.
Nice one. Or are we going to do our best impressions?
Let's do our best.
Yeah, do
All
your
right.
best.
Webby, go on.
Right,
Go for it.
But
mate.
disclaimer: the only impressions I can do, and I do apologise if they're too loud, are like full volume impressions, and mostly musical impressions. Hang on, let me see if I can.
Just very quick look at this. You should all do a trip to where you go to brunch, 5 guys while each other does his impression. Like a low budget version of the trip.
Yeah, man.
It's a great idea.
Some great ideas.
Really
In
good
fact,
idea.
sack this off. Let's do it next week. We've done 5 minutes. Let's get a burger out of it.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I'm gonna have to take my earphones off.
Oh, I've got really anxious about doing mine.
Yeah, me
now.
too. I'm just gonna pretend I'm not here. Pretend I'm not here.
Is he
Right,
doing
hang
his
on.
best
Mine's
then?
a musical impression, like I said.
Oh.
Hang on. You ready? I have to do the whole thing. I'm gonna put my earphones back on. That's ridiculous. Right, you ready? This is the song, la 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 la, Elmo song, la 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo song. And it goes on and on and on. I can only do Elmo's voice when I'm singing for some reason. That's it. Elmo.
Good, very good.
Thanks, man.
Very, very good. Oh, God. Oh, why did I have this idea?
Daniel said
okay.
5 guys who open up.
No, I
Yeah,
did think that.
that's a
I did
good
think
point,
5
actually.
guys is really expensive, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Pretty bloody £3.50 for a portion of fries.
No, I did the impression the way you say what it is.
Oh.
Good.
Okay.
Laugh it up,
dear.
Gittins.
Oh,
Your
sorry.
turn, big boy.
Because more viewers have just come on looking to see Gittins.
Oh, no! No! Right. Okay.
Probably woke the kid up.
Right, okay.
Oh, Elmo had broke into your house.
Oh, can we just end the show here? That's brilliant. Well done. I think I will end on a high.
Come on, do your impression. Do your best one. Come on. What have you got? Are you going to tell us who it is first so it's not awkward?
No, we have to guess. Let's see if we can guess. I'm going to concentrate.
Oh, man.
All right.
I haven't done this. Okay. I was ready to do this last week as well. Webby. Right.
Come on, it's dead air.
It is dead air. Right. Okay. I was talking to Ian McKellen and he said to me, are you gay or are you straight? And I said, well, that's like asking a man who's dying of thirst in the desert whether he's a fan of Malvern water or Perrier. That was a bit more Jimmy Savile than
Mate,
Alan
I'm
Bennett,
actually a little impressed there because I could tell who it was. And I'm not going to do that old Lummy joke every time. No, it just sounded
Patrick
like...
Stewart.
What's
Stewart,
yeah. Alan Bennett.
Alan Bennett.
Alan Bennett, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit more Jimmy Savile that time.
No, it was very good.
Impression. I do voices. Like I talk to my dog in different voices when we're alone in the house, but it's never impressions. So, Noddy, there you are, brilliant. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we got a correct guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
It was so good, I snapped my pen.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's
Tense.
oh.
Do you want to hear my
I don't know how
impression
that
of?
works,
Do you want to hear
really.
my impression of Richie's dog? Listening to Rich do an impression.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Alan Bennett. It's Alan Bennett now.
Well, actually, that leads perfectly on. Cheers, Big T. That leads perfectly on to my impression for you guys. So I think I've probably heard you both do this impression before, actually, but I've picked it because I know how big fans you are, what big fans you are of this show. So I would like you both to do an impression of Scooby-Doo, please.
Jesus.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
It's good, Webb.
That's good, Webby. There you
I don't
are.
know where that came from.
That's good. I've heard you do it before, Webby. That was good.
Oh man, it's been
Good.
some time.
Good.
Scooby-Doo. That's mine. Yours is better, Webb.
That's good, man.
You got.
I like
do you know what I think? Okay, viewers, who are you going to give that vote to between Webby and Lummy? Who are you going to give it to?
I'd give it to Webb, me, because I think you nailed it.
I'd give it to Webb as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
modest.
Do you do
And
speaking of
give him a
Scooby-Doo then, do you do Shaggy as well?
Me?
Yeah.
Like, for sure, Scoob. No, apparently not.
It's alright. It's alright.
You got to get that broken voice.
Well,
in there.
let's get out of here, Scoob! That's mine.
Bang on,
Hey,
mate.
But
Bang on.
that is all I can say as him. I can't say anything else. That's it.
Go on, Webby. What is the impression that you want me and Lummy to do?
Oh, yeah, I'd like you both to have a go at Samuel L. Jackson. Why not?
Oh, you mother.
Say whatever you want. Yeah,
Oh,
Samuel
God.
L. Jackson. You could do a bit of Pulp Fiction if you want. You could say one word if you want. We all know what word you're going to say. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. What was he saying Jurassic Park? 'Cause that's probably the one I've.
I can't feed you the lines as well, man.
I
I'm
know.
not prepared for that. I just
Oh my
picture him
God.
smoking by a computer,
I know.
talking about the password or something.
It's a tricky one, isn't it, Samuel Jackson? Need some words to give him.
Yeah, I've got the.
I can't do it. That's going to be Morgan Freeman. I can't. You see what I mean? I'm going.
Yeah, you go straight into Morgan Freeman. I think you need to just swear a bit, and then you might find.
Motherfucker!
There you go. Perfect. I can't do it. I'm not.
Get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane!
Is that still Shaggy?
Yeah. Scoob!
Get these.
Get these!
Oh no!
Can't do it. It's not somebody I've ever attempted that. Wow.
That's why I did it, because
That's
I thought I might throw you off the scent a bit. You know what I mean? Where's my arm?
Where's my arm? Where's my motherfucking arm? No.
That's a
And I will
toughie.
strike down upon you with great vengeance and furious anger.
Yeah, all right.
Bit Mr. T / Hulk Hogan.
I ain't
Flash.
getting no
Yep.
snakes on them motherfucking plate. I'm getting all confused now. Mr. T, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman, all in one.
Dig it! See a bit of Macho Man Randy Savage in there as well. It's basically anyone, with the gruff voice. Lummy, what's the impression that you would like Webby and us to do?
Oh, Jesus, there's more.
I'm going to give you Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, my God.
I can't even think.
Oh, my God. What's the
you
line?
do this impression every week.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be living here.
That's good. It was good. Oh dear.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have even been living here. I can't do it. Yeah, that's
Oh,
terrible.
geez.
That's terrible. I'm doing an impression of Webby doing an impression of
That's
Biz.
right. Pierce Brosnan can't even do an impression of Pierce Brosnan. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Taffin.
In fact, we should have opened this. Yeah. I think that's probably about right.
Mamma
That's
Mia.
it, boy. Yeah.
Sing
Mamma
a
Mia.
song as him. Sing a song from Mamma Mia as him. That'll be better.
Do your Pooh Bear one, Webby.
Oh God!
And
I
then
can't
and
do
then
that
do your
unless
Donald Duck
Robin's
sneezing.
in.
Do your Donald Duck sneezing.
That's easy.
Brilliant.
I can't do anything else. Though. My Pooh Bears come on, but I've got a channel a bit. I can't do it now. I'm nervous in front of Lummy because Lummy's good at most of these.
No, don't be nervous. Known you a long time. Get on with it.
I wonder what's for breakfast.
That's brilliant.
That's really good.
That's brilliant.
There you go. It's good enough for Robin.
Hey, that's
good
cracking,
enough.
that.
That's good enough for me
That's
and Lummy,
cracking.
dude.
There you go.
You must do thingy as well, Eeyore.
No, it's too low for me. I can do it if I go really low, but all it is a bloke trying to speak as low as he can. It's not actually anywhere near.
What does he say? What does he say, Eeyore?
No, I can't do it because my voice isn't low enough. Thanks for noticing. I don't know. I can't say it doesn't say
Lummy,
much,
you've got
does
a
it?
deep voice.
It's depressed.
You've got a deep voice.
Thanks for noticing.
That's not bad. Do you know what? It's not It's not a million miles away from you, Harrison Ford. So that. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't mean that as an insult. I mean
No,
it's
no,
in
no.
the
I know what you mean.
same range.
Well, that Pooh Bear's great. That's
Oh,
yeah.
father. I can't. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I
That's
can't.
great.
Weirdly enough, I can either sing an impression or say an impression. I can't do both. So
Do
when it
your
comes to singing-
thingy, Mrs. Potts. Come on.
Oh, I can't do that anymore. But I'll tell
Mrs.
you what
Potts?
I did learn the other day.
Angela Lansbury.
Oh, God, yes. That's what I was waiting for.
It's
this
so
week. I
good.
completely
Come on.
forgot.
I can't do it. Tyler. I can't do it. I've got to find the right key. Hang on. Tyler's oldest time. I can't do it. It's been a long time.
It's good, that.
Sounds like a lane.
I know it.
My second best one's Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors, which I figured out I could do the other week when I was having a drink. When my sister and my brother-in-law came around for a drink one night, and we sat there playing guitar and did loads of Little Shop of Horrors songs. And I can only do it when I'm drunk. But it was the other one I could do when I'm drunk is Billy Connolly, which I taught you. You took my Billy Connolly impression. Remember?
Who, me? Oh,
You.
oh.
You.
Go on, then.
Son
Go on, then.
I can't
Go
do it. I told you I can't do it unless I'm.
I went walking around with my big beard blowing in the wind.
I don't know. Okay. You just gotta go. I don't know.
You know. We got do you Rob Brydon doing Al Pacino?
Well, this has escalated, hasn't it?
Angela Lansbury, we've got the most viewers ever with this section. There's been a murder.
Not performing
Lansbury.
monkeys, guys.
Hang on, but isn't that
There's been a murder.
isn't that
I can sometimes.
Taggart or Frost?
I don't
Or
know.
Taggart, isn't it?
It's singing here. There's been a murder.
There's been
Taggart.
a murder. Yeah, there's been a murder.
There's been a murder. I guess Murder She Wrote though.
Wow. Well,
Let's-
yeah.
There you are.
Do some
Nailed them.
Well done. Round of
Do
applause,
some
gents.
more.
Really well
Keep
done.
them going.
Keep them coming. What else do you do?
Right, Jeff
What's the
Goldblum. I want you, Jeff Goldblum's. Come on.
Oh, I can't do Goldblum.
Come
I
on.
need something to say.
I need to hear it. I
Right,
can't
say
remember his voice.
John, when the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. There you go.
But I need to hear his voice before I do it. I can't-
Can we make that happen as well?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
the
I'm
only
sorry.
other ones I could do what is it?
He rakes and mows the grass. He loves to mow and weed. I cook like Betty Crocker, and I look like Donna Reed.
That's about it. It's better when you've had a drink because you lose all inhibitions.
You let
and
loose a
it's-
little bit.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
you? Exactly.
Oh, what about Muppets as well? Oh, there's loads. There's loads.
We could go on. In fact, let's have this
Yeah.
as a comeback return segment. This is
Yeah,
fun.
maybe.
This is fun. And what we should do, we should have the viewers, friends of the show, they should all send in their nominations, what they'd like us to do. I think so. Do you know what? If I was going to be going to school in the next couple of years, I reckon I'd know what that meant. But
I don't
I
know.
think I
But
do. I
as
think
it
it's
is-
from Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course.
of
I
course.
thought we were a
it
foreign.
is.
Like, what's this? Yeah,
Of course it
Tribuna
is. I thought it
McCoy.
was Latin. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's a
Of
right
course.
song.
The stage show Bed Knobs and Broomsticks has just opened in the West end as well.
And
It
close
looks-
the day after.
The score is incredible. A friend of mine put some some videos up of his rehearsal, and it's beautiful, man. It's really
My cousin Alex once did. I'm not even making this up. This is absolutely true. You know, it says do Christopher Walken there. He once did the most amazing Christopher Walken impression I've ever seen, and then he couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
He couldn't find it. He just never found it again. It was really weird. He'll often say to me, "Do you remember Christopher Walken?" Well, yeah, it was amazing. You can't do it anymore. Anyway.
Gentlemen, well done. That was oh god. For next week, Martin, let's. Okay, I can't. But we've got a lot to talk about now, because this week we are having a retrospective look at the life and career of Steven Spielberg. Now, we talk a lot about Steven Spielberg's films on this show, so there might be some big films that we kind of skip over because we do talk about them so regularly, Indiana Jones and things like that. But, I mean, where do we start, gents? Who wants to take this off? Who's going to start us off with which film we're going to go for first?
We're talking about. I've drifted off then. Sorry, man.
Steven Spielberg. You were thinking about impressions.
I was thinking about how those impressions are going to come back and bite us in the arse later on.
Nah,
No,
it's all good. So what we start off with Spielberg films. What have we got in? Are we going to go in chronological order like we normally do?
We can do if you want. I tell you, one of the ones I came to really late on when I found out that Jaws wasn't really his first film. There was a film called Jewel.
Yeah.
I went and bought Jewel, and I watched
Okay.
Jewel, and that's quite a good. There's something Stephen Kingish about it. Basically, a truck driver following this guy on the bloody motorway for an hour and a half.
Earlier films did seem to have that kind of light horror, thriller kind of thing to them, whereas later films.
You know, this was made for TV. This film originally, and they liked it so much.
It looks different. It hasn't got that cinematography that he usually has it?
But they told him to go film more stuff, and they released it in cinemas because it was so good.
Yeah. What else has Dennis Weaver been in that we might know him from?
Oh God. I mean, was this the end of his career? Really?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know.
I don't think there's many other people in it, is there?
No, there's the truck. I mean, some people would say the truck itself is a character.
Well, yeah, that truck went on to star in Transformers.
Yeah.
The movie.
But then it started asking for too much money and new tires and stuff.
Okay. Well, there's absolutely bugger all people in this film that I.
Dennis Weaver.
His last film was in 2005. It was Wildfire. Home in the Range, Touched by an Angel, The Simpsons. He was Buck McCoy voice. Family Law, The Beast, Virginia Submerged, Escape the Wildcat. Nothing that's huge.
I mean, if you look through his stuff, a lot of it is TV. It's TV stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which would obviously fit in with why this was a TV movie to start with, and then
I mean,
he had a good career though. Christ,
that title, "A Touched by an Angel," it keeps coming into my life, and I keep thinking, like, is it what it sounds like? Touched by an angel? Is it as sinister as it sounds to me, or is it completely different? Is it like show me on the diagram where the angel touched you?
Well,
is it one of them? Okay,
Clearly
so it's not raped by an angel then.
No,
I'm quite relieved. Okay. I've never seen it.
Jewel is class on movie drone about 30 years. Yeah, it's a good film.
Oh yeah, movie drone. Why don't stuff like that exist anymore with cool people just talking about cool stuff? I tell you, you'd be great at that. Charlie Brooker and people like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he used to do something like that, didn't he? Video drone, maybe. I can't remember.
So I rewatched Jaws last night. 2 nights ago, actually. I haven't seen it in years, and man, it's such a brilliant film, isn't it? It's just, you know what's going to happen.
Why is it?
There's so many famous scenes. Sorry?
Which one?
Jaws. Yeah,
you never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
No,
never.
Have you heard that this is one of the most misquoted films as well? You know, people are always going, we're going to need a bigger boat. He doesn't say that. He says, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Because it's not his boat.
No, sorry, Rich, you're only messing about. No,
it's all right. I didn't, watching it this time round, I really loved Hooper in it.
Oh, I
it's
love
just-
this. It's a great.
It's just
film.
brilliant.
It's a great.
Great cast. They're all good in it. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Really, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, fantastic
I didn't
film.
know up until recently that Richard Dreyfuss is one of the most disliked people in Hollywood. Like, people don't like working with him.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently he's a bit of a douche.
Even more so than
Spielberg,
Chevy
though.
Chase. Even though Chevy Chase exists.
No, come on. He's an angel compared to Chevy Chase. Be touched by an angel.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe that's why he's got a bad impression. He's going around touching people.
Somebody's asked about that. Michael. No, that's the other show.
No, that's a different show, but stick around for this one. Michael Legg will be showing up any minute now.
You
It's
can
That's
watch
why you're here.
recorded.
Yeah, the other show you can watch that later. Prequel, sequel, requel. This is live. That one's part of the Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Hence the
for coming on.
professionalism.
Well, thanks for
and
showing up for
the,
some of this.
Oh yeah, bless you, that's really kind of you. See, Lumb, it was a good idea that you put both the shows.
Wasn't
on
my
the same night.
fault. I had to because of the Fringe.
Yeah, so we're
Come
two,
on,
we're two
Hollywood,
films
get
into
over
his
it.
career.
Right,
Right, so
yes, two
reason
films into
Jaws
his career.
works for me is, yes, it's got a giant rubber robot shark in it.
I'm not going to let this go. It's on the same. It's on the
Send her
same
a
channel as this. It's on
Send
the
her a
same
link.
channel.
It's fine. Send her a link.
I can't say the link. Sorry.
Oh well, Michael Legg's just lost a fan.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best comment of the night. Thank you.
He should have come on this show.
Do
It'd
you
been
want to be
much
a guest
easier
on
for
the
Lisa.
show? Oh, really?
Right, keep going with yours. Come on.
Jaws, rubber shark.
Right. Okay. So
Famously really problematic to work with, but for some reason I refuse to believe it's a rubber shark in this
it
film. I
looks
don't care,
amazing.
it's
It looks
fine.
amazing.
It looks absolutely
It looks
great.
Amazing. Even today, 2 days ago, it looked like a real shark. There wasn't really. It was brilliant. It was absolutely amazing. The way they filmed it. The thing that I was struck by was how shit that. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks,
Awesome.
we appreciate your support.
Yeah, thanks.
You can watch the Michael Legg show later. It'll be on there. Right.
I was trying to imagine the film without the musical score to it, and it's amazing how much that music, it's John Williams, isn't it? How much it lends to that narrative and how it makes it so much more interesting.
Mostly built around two notes as well.
Well, the thing about the Jaws score as well,
notes, it's amazing.
people forget that there's more music to Jaws than just the there's some
Oh,
great
yeah,
there's
themes.
loads.
great
In
little
fact,
great stuff
actually,
in it.
that dun is barely in it.
Mm.
It's not in it anywhere near as much as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be. I seem to remember every time you saw the shark, it was just dun, but it's really not at all. It's only a couple of times that you hear it.
Great score.
Jaws still
Brilliant.
makes me jump.
But that
when
film
the
would
head
be
pops
shit
out of
without
the
the
hole
music.
and Still makes me jump when the head pops out of the bloody boat when they're underwater in the dark.
Yeah.
And
We should
I tell you what else
recap.
I've recently learned about this film was for years and years I understood that Steven Spielberg was a bit of a pioneer because instead of filming the shark swimming, you see the camera, don't you? And it's going underwater and you're following the track of what the shark sees. And I thought, what a genius. And so many people have copied that move since in almost every horror movie. And I can't remember. I bet Martin will know this. I can't remember. I was misinformed. It was Steven Spielberg nicked that move from, I want to say Sam Raimi, but that can't be true. Can't be that early. Maybe George Romero or somebody like that. But he nicked that camera move from a really cheesy horror movie, something like.
It sounds like a George Romero thing. Actually.
Yes, it's one of the
really
zombie
does.
ones, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he actually said, "Yeah, I stole that. I didn't invent it," because people kept giving him credit for it, saying that's just a genius idea. And he's like, "No, I nicked it." I like it when people own up to nicking stuff.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
there's nothing wrong with nicking stuff as well. I mean, that's
Like
the
Tarantino,
idea.
like we were talking about Tarantino.
Yeah,
Tarantino fully admits that, yes,
Yeah.
of course I do. I've watched movies, I've got eyes,
Webb.
I want that in my movies. No.
I need to quit
Wrong
off you
director.
at college. Webb. Stop.
Son of a bitch. It was
It's
you.
all right, Lummy. It's all right. What did you do with it? Did you spend it wisely?
Got a can.
Of
Kind of what?
Just can of Coke,
paint?
and then I
Oh,
threw the
right.
change away because it wasn't mine.
Jeez. That hurts. That's back when cans of pop cost like 30p.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you remember
I
that?
know. Yeah. Oh, you just bloody reminded me. Hang on.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. You'll like this.
If you
So-
pull up
This
a giant
massive
shark
shark.
now,
Oh, right. You know, Terry's been renovating these houses, right? Painting and decorating. She's been away doing it. She found in the attic the other day this old Coke can. Look at this. And it's got Ghostbusters on it.
Wow.
Wow. definitely
at
save
that.
for when
But
we
look
do the
at
Ghostbusters show.
I don't know if you can see it. Look at the weird
Yeah,
can
yeah.
that we used to have from the
we used to have
80s.
the giant cans, yeah.
1984, Columbia
It's like,
Pictures.
well, that's
Oh,
they're the sort of
crazy.
cans that nourishment still. Well, you probably, unless you're a junkie, there's those nourishment milkshake cans. They still have those.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
I
know,
just
that's
remember
so
that,
nice that
sorry.
she's there cleaning and renovating an house and she sees an old Coke can and thinks of you.
Yeah.
That is cool.
There you go, brought you somebody else's trash as a present.
Yeah. I thought, wow.
That is
She
pretty
knows-
amazing.
she knows what I like.
She does.
Um,
I thought you were going to say she's been renovating these houses. She painted a big fuck off shark on the side of somebody's house.
no, it was totally unrelated. That's why I just went off on one. Sorry, get back to you, Jaws. Oh, what's Martin sent us there? I can't click on that.
I don't know, bud.
We can't
Me too.
copy it.
That might be the answer to my question about Spielberg stealing.
I don't know how to look at that link.
Spielberg, no? Yeah, Spielberg. Anyone?
Spielberg, yeah. Let's go with that.
But
Right,
yeah, love Jaws. Score makes the movie. You're right. It wouldn't be the same with the Benny Hill music playing behind the
I was going to suggest that. Recut it with that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
What's after
I'll tell
Jaws,
you, it
man?
won't work without the shark.
Yeah, it'd be crap, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So it's a
In
good
fact,
job they've got the shark in.
Yeah, there's quite a few animals it wouldn't work with because most of them don't swim. I
Yeah,
can't see a bear being that much of a threat in the water, can you?
no.
Martin, pop that in the Facebook group chat, and I'll see if I can pull it up.
It's on
there.
Facebook, that comment, I think.
No, the other group chat.
Oh, it's just explain what it is. It's a Jaws pick with King Shark from Suicide Squad in the background. Have
yes!
you seen that yet, by the way?
In fact, I have that actually. Yeah, I have that picture.
Right. Cool.
Have you guys seen Suicide Squad yet?
Not yet.
No, I
Okay.
haven't.
We'll come back to
I'm
that
really
when you
looking
have.
forward to seeing it actually.
Webb, polar bear swimmer.
Yeah, man.
It's a good job
Polar
Lisa
bear.
stayed because she's just
finishing
brought you
all
to
my best
task.
ideas off.
Perfect.
Thanks, Lisa.
Perfect.
What would you call it? Polar instead of Jaws?
Oh, call it Claws.
Claws.
Yeah.
It writes itself. Well, it don't. You'd have to write it.
Do you know, we're just doing what every movie executive did after Jaws came out. They sat in a room going, okay, boys,
Yeah.
shark really worked. What can we do? We need the same idea. Yeah.
I got one
tiger
called
attacks.
Deer. It's about a killer deer. No, in Canada. No, it's crap.
That's actually quite close to a Kevin Smith one. Remember, at one point, he was going to do a film called Moose Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
it was about it was set in the Canadian wilderness, part of his Canadian
Moose
trilogy,
Jaws.
which was
I know. I mean,
Tusk, Yoga
yeah.
Hoses, and Moose Jaws was meant to be the next one.
Well, what a
So,
shame he didn't get to do that one to complete the trilogy.
That's not a bad idea. Yogi Dick. I like it. Oh man. So yes, Bergen.
Right. What's next?
What's his next movie? Close Encounters or something?
Well, you missed. Have you ever seen Sugarland Express with Goldie Hawn?
I haven't actually. No.
So it's about like this pair, a bit like what do you call them?
Bonnie
and Clyde. But it's it was all right. This I've not seen it for ages, but thought give
I
it a
did
mention.
go through a phase of trying to track down some of the rarer ones.
Yeah.
Because when I watched Jewel, it was around about the time I realised I'd never actually sat and watched Close Encounters. And
Well, let's talk about that then now.
yeah,
Well,
I really
just- I
liked
was
it,
just-
man.
I've just got that picture up as well that Martin had the link to.
There we go.
Yeah, man, I'm all fucking shark. That was a great role. That was a great one.
Um,
So Close Encounters was one that I didn't think I was gonna like, man. It's been a few years since I saw it, but I really liked it. I really, really liked it. Again, Spielberg has a habit of actually getting a decent performance out of a kid in a movie most of the time. So the kid in Jaws, that bit where he sat copying his dad, and his dad's all stressed out because the shark.
That's
keeps
brilliant.
eating fucking
That's a
people. It's
brilliant
beautiful.
scene.
The kid's
Yeah.
brilliant in it, and the
Yeah.
kids in Close Encounters are really good as well, from what I remember.
The thing is about that scene, not to be a massive prick about it, that is literally the easiest thing you can get a kid to do. because we are born to copy each other, and that's like the oldest game in the world is to copy someone. So you can imagine that it's just.
It's the idea, though, isn't it, to put that in the script?
Yeah,
I think as soon as you say
as
soon as you say it's easy to get a kid to do something, you've immediately shot your own dick off, because as soon as you say it's easy, it becomes really difficult. Believe me, I've got a 4-year-old. Do you know what I mean? If I think someone's going to be a cakewalk, I can guarantee he's got other plans. It's just the way they are. They're wired to just defy you. That's just.
I get that, but that kid is a young actor. Do you know what I mean? He's probably been on movie sets before. There's an expectation of him, all that sort of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like that is.
Yeah, maybe
but it is. But you're right. It is a brilliant scene. It's absolutely awesome.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely.
It's
almost like the guy's so pre-concerned with what's going on around him that he's even forgotten to handle his family, to see his kids. You know what I mean? It's. There's so much going on.
Gents, I have not seen Close Encounters.
Oh, you need to.
Clearly, a couple of days ago, so I'd have an insight into what we're talking about. So why should I tell me why I should see? Okay, so because of the slow build-up, awesome. What else is it about Close Encounters?
I can tell you. Again, it's a great performance from Richard Dreyfuss, who plays the main character in it. And basically, Richard Dreyfuss is a guy who is a normal guy who doesn't believe in aliens until he meets some fucking aliens. Mm-hmm. And it's still until there's some straight close encounters. So the third kind is about the title.
Poster, doesn't it?
Yeah, the close encounters of the third kind. A third kind is contact with the aliens, isn't it?
Yeah. First kind, sighting of a UFO. Second kind is physical evidence, and third kind's contact.
So he goes through the. Is it right that he goes through the first two and then the third as well?
Yeah, he sees the US.
Is that an official thing? Is that what it's called? Or is that
I believe so. Yeah, I think that's how they classify it in the US government, or they used to do. But what's cool about this film, Gittins, is that he sees all this imagery in his brain and he can't get it out of his head. And so, he becomes a really terrible father because he becomes so preoccupied with what's going on with the alien worlds that he's sitting there he's making Devil's Mountain, isn't he, out of mashed potato, and he's sitting at his table and he's just consumed with modeling this mashed potato to look like this mountain that he keeps seeing in his mind. And he knows he's going to go to this mountain.
Don't spoil it if he's going to watch it. Yeah, you need to watch it, Rich.
It's a good Steven Spielberg one. It's cracking. And I like the way that the universal theme as well is all about music and stuff and the communication. Yeah, it's cool.
So Martin said same paragraph on favourite Spielberg. Yeah,
wonderful film.
We'll come to that in a second. He's also asked what you guys thought. Super 8.
I thought Super 8. Yeah, I thought Super 8 was a great homage to Spielberg and Goonies and Close Encounters and E.T. Yeah, nice little homage. I seem to remember it being a little short, though. A bit too short.
I feel like I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it once or twice, and it was a long time ago. But
should we? Do you want another film?
Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, I never watched this one. You put me off this one, mate.
Shocking.
Now, the thing is,
I remember we talked about this once before briefly. Didn't we?
The cast list of this is amazing.
Yeah,
and it just does not hold any water.
Yeah, Christopher Lee. Christ.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee. Yeah, it's so odd. It's classed as a comedy film, and you sit through it and go, wow. It's just not. Yeah, very odd choice.
Okay,
written by Robert Zemeckis and
that's right. Yeah, because that was on the Back to the Future movies that made us when they were talking about all the flops these guys made before they actually got Back to the Future off the ground.
In fact,
John Candy's in it as well.
Was Bill Murray involved? No, he wasn't involved in it, was he?
No, it's just a bit of a misfire, really. But he said that himself.
What was it that made it such a poor film, or are they too numerous to mention?
That's the point. I think it's too numerous. There's so much going on. There's no real focus, I don't think, on it's a bit odd. You can do films where there's loads of different storylines going on. You think of American Graffiti, and there's all them stories in that, and it's held together really well. But something like this, it's just all over the place. It's really.
I think it relied a little bit too much on its cast at the time because it's got Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
John Candy's hardly in this, though. He's not in it, but Aykroyd.
I think the theory was let them do what they do best on screen, and it didn't quite pan out like that. I've just seen a bunch of publicity stills from it that just look a bit off.
Do you know what? The whole thing's off. The timing's off as well in it. You know, it's not. It's just not. I don't know. It's not. I hadn't watched it for ages, but I think I did watch the extended version as well because I don't know why I do that to myself. But it's it's not. It's not great.
See if it made any sense. Speaking of extended versions, before I knew I was going to be off last week and we were preparing for the Kevin Smith thing, I put on Mallrats. I don't know if you guys noticed or if you saw what I saw, but the version of Mallrats I've got it's a completely different version. It started with this scene that, you know, Mallrats starts with Jason Lee doing the spiel about his cousin Walter, and there's loads of shots of the mall, isn't there? And then he goes to his friend's house. In this one, it started at some sort of governor's ball, and Michael Rooker's character's there, you know, the bad guy, Mr. Spenny.
I haven't seen that version, no.
And T.S. and his girlfriend are there, and they're having the argument already. And he lets it slip to her that he's going to propose to her at Universal Studios. So she already knew.
Right,
so the film starts off, she doesn't even know about that in the normal version, but in the director's cut.
So is that what it is, director's cut?
Or extended director's cut, yeah.
Well, actually, we forgot to mention even Close Encounters. Which version have you seen of that? Because there's 3 different versions of that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So what? There's the original movie,
whichever one I've got on DVD.
There's the director's cut, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then special edition as well. There's like 3 versions.
Okay. So what we're going to look at next?
We'll skip 1941 then. We've said enough about that. Let's have. I'll just go down what we've got. Really, we've talked about ET on separate.
ET can suck it, man. He's had enough attention. Move on. Next movie.
Important for child actors. I mean, that's his ultimate child actor film.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the footage of Elliot's audition.
Yes.
Jesus, he's actually in tears in his audition. You just like give this guy all the fucking films, man.
He says, doesn't he? He says you got the part, you know.
Yeah, straight away. And but he's there with actual proper tears in his eyes, and you're like, there's not even an alien anywhere near him, and you believe it's there because this kid's.
All right. Colour Purple, Whoopi Goldberg. Have you seen that?
I like
beautiful
this
film. Absolutely beautiful film. Haven't seen it in years. But
now, is this the one that starts off? Oh God.
It's like 3 hours long, isn't it, or something? It's quite a long film.
Oh, yeah. But I think it's the one that starts off with the line that makes me want to kill myself. Because the first line in this movie, from what I remember, is Oprah Winfrey going,
"Kill yourself, Webby."
No, it's her going, "I was 14 years old the first time my daddy raped me." Or something like that. And I'm like, what? This is where we're starting. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean... It's a rare one, this music-wise, because John Williams didn't do the score. It's
really?
Quincy Jones, yeah.
Well, that makes sense because it was I can't remember who wrote the book. Is it Maya Angelou? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But I was really impressed with this movie, and it's weird to see it and watch. Oprah Winfrey, pre-billionaire, you know what I mean? Before she had the show, before she made all that money. But she's great in it. And Danny Glover, is that right?
Danny Glover,
because he was playing a nasty piece of work in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
I couldn't. All I could see was Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon. I'm like, you're supposed to be nice. What's going on?
No, it was good. I haven't seen it for ages, but I remember it being good. You know, but like you say, I think it's about 3 hours long in it. Something.
Alice Walker wrote The Colour Purple.
Alice Walker, right? And also, it's not. You have to be in the right mood, don't you? It's a downer.
Well, speaking of being in the right mood and a downer, let's talk about it.
Schindler's List. Yeah,
never seen it.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I've never seen
it.
Dude, we've covered this before.
I mean.
Pass me by a bit.
It's a great...
You've got to watch it.
But there was a period of time when I remember trying to talk to you about Band of Brothers and why I loved Band of Brothers so much.
Oh, I love Band of Brothers. I watched that after Saving Private Ryan because I really love Saving Private Ryan. And words started trickling through because there were so many people in it.
But I think I remember talking to you about it, trying to get you to watch it, and you were like, "Oh no, it's a war thing," and I feel quite uncomfortable about war stuff. I remember you having an issue about watching war things, so I'm just wondering whether that was why.
No. That was just because I wasn't bothered about them.
I think the tricky thing is with Schindler's List, you know, it's going to be hard going. You know, I think it took me a while to watch it. I've got to admit, you know, and once you do though, it's. I mean,
film.
Yeah, you've got to prepare yourself for it really, because it is.
This is the thing. I've nearly watched it a few times, but I can't quite.
Yeah.
I can't quite bring myself to go there. I'm turning these comments off. They're distracting me.
Yeah, that one.
I just wonder. I think it's passed me by now, and I don't need to see it. Really. I mean, do I need to see it, guys? Is it?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, you
worth
do.
watching. Yeah, you should. Yeah,
well, why don't I watch Close Encounters this week, and you watch Schindler's List this week?
Okay.
Make sure you've got something nice to put on after it.
Yeah. I mean, bearing in mind, this is the film that Robin Williams did, kind of calls Steven Spielberg each day to tell him jokes.
Oh God! I thought you were going to say Robin Williams were almost cast in this movie.
No,
I can't imagine that. I mean,
Harrison Ford was offered the role of Schindler. Oscar.
Really?
Oh, was he?
Turned it down. Yeah. Said you need a better actor. I think he said.
Yeah, they were going to have Robin Williams as the little girl in the red dress, but you know.
They were going to have Oscar Schindler just having a speech impediment. It was supposed to be called Schindler's Lisp.
Fucking hell. I mean, that's not. Come on. Give it a bit of respect, Webb. If you're not even going to watch it, can't keep a show like that.
To be fair, that is good.
Get it watched.
I
tell you what, that is a joke from somebody who's never seen it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that's good then.
Get it watched.
Because if I'd seen it and I made the same joke, then you'd know properly.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm
just an ignorant
person
right now.
Right, let's move on.
Never seen it. I don't know if I ever will. Maybe I will. It's black and white, isn't it?
We just agreed that we're going to watch it before next week. Clerks is black and white.
Yeah, but that's funny.
Can't let black and white. Oh my God! Have you never seen an old Hammer horror movie or not Hammer horror universe?
I'm only kidding. I might.
Oh, you're winding me up.
I know it's not all. I know it's not black and white anyway, because there's a little girl with a red coat and red dress thing on there. Yeah.
So you're going to watch it because there's a little bit of colour in it?
Yeah.
No, he's just going to watch that bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Magic review. Well, I've just been to see this film. 1 star. There were no colour in it apart from a little bit of red. What happened? Did they lose the colour palette?
Yeah, right now I don't even know whether Schindler's a good guy or a bad guy. I have no idea.
Well,
it's all a mystery.
Do you know? Actually, right? Do you know what? Here's a little story for you. Apparently, the studio watched the first cut, and I think before they started pre-production, they said to Spielberg, "You've got to release this in colour because nobody will come and watch it." And I think he told them to shove it, and he paid for it. You know, put his money up and had it in black and white. Says it needs to be in black and white. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So there you go. But anyway, right. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
So they haven't done a colour version after all these years. Lazy.
They haven't even done. Do you know them crappy pastel ones they used to do with the like Laurel and Hardy films where they tried to colourize them? There's not one of them kicking about of it. No, don't work.
Oh, man.
The only version of a film I've seen that was colorized that actually works was It's a Wonderful Life. There is a colour version of that, and it's all right.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hey,
Well, that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's up next, Lummy?
Here we go. Empire of the Sun.
Ah, man, hated this film.
With a young Christian Bale.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It was all right.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's I didn't used to mind it. It was
yeah, it is what it is, and it's very serious.
Ben
Not many
Stiller's
jokes in this one.
I thought it was going to be a funny, fun film, and me and my mate had rented it from the video shop when I was staying with them in Scotland.
I mean, it looks like a riot from poster.
Yeah, I know, but it was like Steven Spielberg, you know, it's going to be fun. We've seen Goonies, we like Indiana Jones, and we put it on, and it was like, yeah, this is shit, isn't it?
The new smash hit comedy.
Hang on, is this the one that's about Christian Bale plays an idiot who doesn't realise he's in a concentration camp or something?
That's exactly what it is, Webb, yeah.
Idiot.
It's sold as a comedy movie as well, you're right. What happens when one kid doesn't realise he's in a internment camp? Oh, God. Find out in Empire of the Sun, Wacky Spielberg adventure.
And it's Japanese, not German. They're in the Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's been a while. I
what
might
we got
do some
next?
fact checking on that one.
All right. Yeah, before we insult everybody.
We've managed to insult Scotland so far with our Billy Connolly
Insulted
impressions.
pretty much everybody tonight. Right then, okay, here we go. Always. Have you seen this?
No.
I watched this again recently.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a while.
What's it about?
So basically, Richard Dreyfuss and or Dreyfuss, however you say it, and John Goodman, they're firefighters. They fly over forest, basically forest fires, deal with that, dump water on the fires to help the fire brigade out. Holly Hunter's like the operations manager in the tower, gives them all the signals and tells them where to go and all that. But spoilers, if you've not seen it, Richard Dreyfuss dies, and he comes back as a ghost to kind of help Holly Hunter deal with her life, basically, and get with this other guy. It's an odd choice really for Spielberg, I think, to direct this at the time. But I think he was seeing Holly Hunter at the time of this.
Isn't that the story to that American series that used to be on in the 80s, Highway to Heaven?
I don't know. I remember the show, but I can't remember the story.
Yeah,
I thought we were like a new story every week. That he went and helped. He went and helped people out. Yeah, he went and.
But and he was an angel. I don't think you could see him. I think.
Right. Yeah, there's been stuff like this all the time. But the actual film, it's an odd one. I think that it's worth watching for the performances in this, because I've always had a really weird feeling about the film when you watch them. It's like John Goodman at the start. In fact, they're all like it. I feel like the performances are really weirdly over the top. I don't know why. If you watch it, you might see what I mean. Have you seen it, Webb?
Not for a long time.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Watch even just the start. Watch the start again. I think you'll see what I mean. It's really weird. But anyway, I'd
just like to apologise for my very topical reference to Highway to Heaven there, by the way, because all the cool kids are going to remember that, aren't they? Millennials, all those folk, they'll remember Highway to Heaven.
Give us a shout if anybody remembers.
Highway to Heaven.
Seemed like fun, but forgettable, yeah.
It was one of those Sunday afternoon series.
Also, a lot of Jack Frost. Nigel Havers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know why he'd said Havers. Yeah,
Nigel Havers is in Empire of the Sun. And Dan's right about them posters. I always get them mixed up because of the similar posters.
Yeah.
And it's just having a big sun and something sort of oriental about it, you know.
The Golden Child. Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child.
Yeah.
That's a good film. That's a great film. Golden Child. Love it. Anyway.
Seen Always.
So Always, the only reason I watched it recently is because they re-released the soundtrack. They expanded it, the soundtrack, by John Williams.
Whoa! Just remembered something. What about? How did you get on with your Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack?
Oh, can we leave that till the end? Let's carry on. We're talking about.
Is it out?
Get through Steven Spielberg. Get through Steven Spielberg. So go on, Lummy. Always.
So they brought the score out, expanded it, nice music, good music in this film. But check it out then if you haven't seen it. Have a watch, you two, just see what you think.
It's a difficult one to track down. That out of curiosity, earlier on, I had a couple of hours to myself, and I was going to put a Steven Spielberg on. I went on to Prime. There's not a single one on there.
Right.
Well, there's only 5 or 6. It's only about 5 or 6 on Netflix as well.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Let's go on to. We're going to move on.
Just going back to this thing about Jack Frost, 1 second. Michael Keaton. Do you guys know this? Michael Keaton had a bash at stand-up before he became an actor.
Yeah, he was a stand-up comedian, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Moving on. What's the next film?
He's in a rush.
Daniel's just put that. Highway to Heaven just got added to Prime.
Really? Yeah, it was exactly that. That's exactly what it was, Dan. Sort of Sunday tea time.
Sunday drivel.
TV. Yeah, it was shit.
Hook. Here we go.
Robin Williams.
What the hell went wrong?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, we've talked.
For you guys that doesn't work.
We've talked about Hook before, haven't we, on this show? And originally it was going to be a musical, and all the music has words, has lyrics.
Yeah, you
That's
told
why.
us. Yeah,
That's why the score is really
yeah,
it's a great score.
What doesn't work for me is it's one of the films where the child actors' performances aren't great. They're not good. Any of them. The Lost Boys, the 3 kids that go with him, his kids. Robin Williams is great in it, lovely, but he's like Robin Williams with the censorship fully in place. So he's not really
that's
Robin
what Spielberg
Williams.
said, wasn't it? He said, "I wish I'd have not." He held him back and said, "Don't go crazy." Basically, and he said,
"You shouldn't have just let him go for it." Because
I wonder if the actual. I think it takes him too long to get to Peter Pan. I think that's the trouble.
I think there's
I just don't think it's
of they've really cheesy-fied Hook as well, because Dustin Hoffman's a great actor, but he's not a great Hook.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I like the idea's solid, really. You know, what happens if Peter Pan does grow up and gets a family and that, but it just, I don't know, there's something about it.
I tell you who's all right in it. Bob Hoskins is all right in it.
Yeah.
He's all right.
But
they have a massive game of baseball and it's just lame.
Yeah, I was never taken by how crap the sets look in a way. I know it's supposed to be set in a fantasy world and everything, but I always thought the sets looked cheap and they weren't. They spent an absolute fortune on the film.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. But I agree with you. It looks like it's filmed on a set.
Yeah.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Like, you know, if you want me to believe your ship is on water, then film it floating on some proper water.
Yeah,
just film it on the sea.
It's an odd one, isn't it? It really is an odd one. It's you know, and apparently Julia Roberts was an ass to work with as well on it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's never been my favourite, man.
He called her Tinker Hell.
Wow. Okay. Well, the budget for Hook was $70 million, and it took $300.9 million at the box office.
Right. And it was supposed to be.
It was when everybody used to go to see these big summer blockbusters at the pictures.
But 70 million in 1991 is a lot of money on a film.
This was the big Sony picture as well. I think this is when Sony Pictures started, and this was the big film that went, "Oh, we're going to throw everything at this. It's going to be the big thing," and it just didn't do what they wanted. I mean, the merchandising, they did the video games, didn't they? The trading cards, books, all that, action figures.
And nobody wanted them. Not even Lobby.
Nobody.
Yeah. Hook sucks. Not a fan.
What we got next, Lummy?
We'll move on. Amistad.
I like this film.
Yeah.
Again, you're not supposed to say that about a film that's like about slavery. I mean, it's well acted. The performances are great. Anthony Hopkins is great in this film. It's pretty dark, but it's noteworthy, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I remember watching it.
I haven't seen Amistad.
Yeah, it's worth watching. I mean, a lot of these ones, it's like Schindler's List, isn't it? You watch it once, and it takes a bit to go back and watch these again. I think.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm always surprised how like they bring out these things like Schindler's List on 4K Blu-ray. You know, I mean, to buy that for your collection, you've got to be a completist, aren't you? Because you won't buy and watch it all the time.
Yeah, is the market big enough for them to justify releasing?
Wow,
it must be.
Yeah.
This cast is amazing as well. I'm just looking down the thing at the cast. Amazing. People who I didn't even realise were in movies this early on. Chiwetel Ejiofor, can never say his name. And Digimon Hunso, who I didn't. I know they're in lots of films, but I didn't realise they went as far back as 1997. Matthew McConaughey's in it. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good cast. Pete Postlethwaite, Stellan Skarsgård, who's an amazing actor.
Yeah. I remember it being good at the time, yeah. Should we have a look at something else? We've got a few more.
Move on.
It's like he does one jolly one miserable one jolly one miserable. You know what I mean? He's constantly like messing with you. You never know what you're going to get. You know,
well, speaking of not knowing what you're going to get, this one sums up perfectly. Right, what do you think of this?
Weird film.
I remember watching this at the cinema, and I thought it had finished, and it hadn't. There was still another 30 minutes to go. You know the bit where it goes underwater with the blue fairy and all that? And then it like cuts and it goes into the future, like years. I thought we were going to finish with the blue fairy bit. I thought, all right. And then it just went on for another. I mean, I didn't like this film really. I want that full
Now
stop.
I appreciate the fact that he tried to finish off something that was originally a Stanley Kubrick project, but it doesn't work. And I'm not even sure it would have worked as Kubrick's. Do you know what I mean? It's basically Pinocchio or what, that sort of.
I mean, that's true,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Yeah. I think that's actually, that comment does kind of sum it up perfectly.
I mean, he should have made a Pinocchio film instead of this with Robin Williams as Geppetto.
Yeah,
That
why
would
not?
have been a lovely film.
They're doing one with Hanks, I think, as Geppetto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that, can't you?
Yeah.
Is that Spielberg?
No, I don't think so. No. So yeah, AI. I mean, yeah. I don't know. There's not much else I want to say about that one. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's
Webb?
not great. Again, now I'm looking at the cast, and even the cast's disappointing. It is.
What was the budget on it, Webby?
I don't know. But weirdly, it's got 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Which
AI, the one with plastic Jude. Yeah, Jude Law. Yeah.
yeah.
Sex
Who
bot.
I've never. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think of Jude Law. I've seen him in one or two things where I thought he was all right, but.
Have you seen him in the Alfie remake?
Oh my God,
that was awful.
what's it all about?
Yeah. I only saw that because I'm working at the cinema. I want to. Yeah.
$100 million, and
Right.
but it took 235.9 at the box office.
Yeah.
$1 million, that is.
Yeah,
What's
it's,
next?
it's a nice idea to pay homage to another director that you respect and finish.
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have done what they were going to do. They were going to remake Clockwork Orange with Ewan McGregor, Spielberg and Lucas.
Wow.
Why? I mean,
Exactly.
just why?
Yeah. So they didn't do that.
Actually, I remember that being muted at the time, and I was quite.
Here we go. The next one.
This one's all right. This one's all right, man.
Good film.
Not a bad.
I don't like Tom Cruise. Not
I think
Tom Cruise.
I've only watched this once, I think, as well.
I watched it once when I was at university, and yeah, exactly.
I remember it being good. I remember it being interesting.
I remember the bits with the clear screens where they could do that.
Yeah.
Up on the thing, and I'm thinking, this is bullshit. They could never do that, and they literally do it all the time now.
A handheld device? No way.
Yeah.
One thing, I think they made a choice in this movie to make something look sci-fi that didn't need to be made to look sci-fi. You know the bit where, you know how all the roads are set up like the cars are on the side and and you can jump in.
Yeah, I agree.
That just looks bloody stupid. Bloody stupid.
Yeah.
But Minority Report, it's all right. It's again, there's several films I get confused with this one. Feel very similar, but I think they're just oversaturated the market.
The last few films that we've talked about, there's actually in the finances, there is a bit of a sort of average sort of theme that the budgets are around about 100 million, and they're taking around about 300 million.
Right.
In box office sales. I mean, this was 102 million budget, and it's 58.4 million.
Right.
In the box office. I mean, 20th Century Fox, DreamWorks.
I mean, it's interesting that they're not like the smash hits that he once had, really. Minority Report was fun. They've done a TV series last year, but wasn't any good.
I didn't realise that. Okay.
Yes, she was.
Yes.
Samantha Morton,
yes. I didn't realise that. Yes.
Not Samantha Morton.
I think it is Samantha.
Is it Samantha Morton?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Right.
Cool. What we got next?
We have got. Let's do the other Tom Cruise one then. So, War of the Worlds.
Didn't watch it.
Not that bad, man. I mean, it could have been
all right.
worse. It's all right, yeah.
It was all right. Again, one that I watched it once. Don't need to watch it again.
It didn't need doing it. Not most of this stuff don't need remaking, but
the thing about War of the Worlds,
right.
it's. I mean, you obviously know the story about War of the Worlds, the radio play and how people reacted to it and stuff like that. That for me is the story of War of the Worlds. I would love to see a story of that and how people are just going about their lives. And if there were any individual stories where someone went off and ran off and lived in the countryside away from left all their possessions or killed their family or something like that.
This is it. Yeah, Dan's nailed it there. He's nailed it there. It's a bad film, but it's really enjoyable.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with
but the TV series that they did recently, that was wasn't good either.
But you
It's
know what?
just-
This is my problem with things like War of the Worlds and Sherlock and things like that. Is they're kind of just poo-pooing it.
I've
They're
got
taking so much away from the original that it's so overdone and so overplayed that like you don't give a shit about Sherlock anymore, or you know the character of Sherlock. I mean, you know, and it's just like some of these things I think need protecting a little bit more by the estate of the. You know what I mean?
What should have been better in Victoria?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, but they do all sound like good ideas.
I can't remember how the monsters die, but again, it's something really stupid. Like they've come to a planet covered in water, and they're all allergic to water. Or something, you know,
that's the
signs.
That's the science thing.
Yeah.
Don't they like catch cold or something?
I can't
Am I
remember.
right? Let us know if
Are they allergic to kids or something stupid?
No, I thought don't they catch like. I'm sure it's something like that. They die from the germs. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't survive with the germs. It's like COVID, isn't it?
What? It's like COVID. It's like COVID.
Right, let's move on. Catch Me If You Can.
Love this film.
Really good film.
Love this film.
Really good film.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was
one of them sort of great American ideas, isn't it? That allegedly is a true story.
They're taking a few liberties with it, but it's still pretty. Some of the stuff though is pretty, pretty.
Yeah, that's a good film. That one, I'd watch that again. That's a.
Yeah, I think we might watch. Yeah, I think that is a film that does need a rewatch. We watched Wolf of Wall Street again the other week, and
I think
it's all right film.
I think if I'm right, Tom Hanks replaced somebody at the last minute. Somebody else was cast as.
Oh really?
I think so. I'd have to check it out on the thing, but yeah, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, stepped in at last minute, and then he started working with Spielberg quite a lot. Because then we've got the Terminal. You see this one?
I didn't.
I've seen this
Terminal for the same reason that it took me ages to see Castaway.
I've seen this one. It's not bad. Again,
it was all right. Wasn't it?
Nothing much happens, does it?
No.
But yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. It's one of them things.
Isn't it basically Castaway, but in an airport departure lounge?
Basically, it's a guy that gets to America and he's got nowhere to go, so he ends up living in the airport for fucking months and nobody notices.
Mine's bullet. I just wanted David Essex to start seeing in the middle of War of the Worlds. Tim Robbins, didn't he? I forgot. He's in the basement.
Yeah. He's the crackpot.
And he kills him, doesn't he? Yeah, Cruz finishes him off, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's a pretty intense scene where they're in a cellar that's half covered in water and the kids are trying to escape the tentacle that's sort of following them around their place. That's pretty good.
Yeah. This is an episode of All Game.
Same here, Dan. So what else have we got, Lummy? What's the next film that Dan hasn't seen? Yeah, it was based on a true story, yeah.
Right, Munich. You seen this?
Great film.
Yes, really, really good film.
Daniel Craig in it, this one.
Yeah.
Must be one of the first things.
Eric Bana.
Yeah. Yeah, this was good.
A great film again, true story. Pretty unbelievable story. It's good. Yeah. That's about all I can remember about it. Something to do with the Olympics, isn't it?
Yeah, he's hunting down
He's trying to assassinate the Israeli team or something. I can't remember. Israel or Iran.
Down the people that are trying to do that,
Yeah, man. I'd have to watch that one again. It's a good little reminder, this one, of what I should rewatch.
All right, what we got next then, Lummy? This is quite a look at all the now.
I know what you're going to say, Rich. You're going to say
everybody knows
the stage is brilliant. The film was rubbish. That's what you're going to say.
Don't have a fucking West End in our back garden, mate. Sorry.
No, but we went on tour.
The film's good, man. I mean, coming from my angle, I've never seen the film, never seen the play. I wasn't expecting to ever see the play. I didn't think I'd ever come across, I'd ever come across an opportunity to see it. But I really liked the film, man. It was sweet. I understand what you're going to say. The puppetry sounds an amazing, but to have that same sort of impact in a movie, I think they made some really good moves. The cast is great. You really do feel sorry for that kid. I've never wanted a kid to get back to his horse more than
Albert and Joey. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And Benedict Cumberbatch is in it as well, isn't he? He's the guy who steals his horse, and he's the guy who takes his horse off him. He's like, I'll bring him back, kid. He's like, you what? You're going to get him shot, you fucker. He's like, no, I'll bring him back, honestly. And he does.
That is the saddest scene, actually, in the play. That fucking gets me every single time where he has to say goodbye to Joey.
Yeah. I mean, I
God.
seem to recall shedding a tear at the movie. The emotional impacts are still there, at the right points. Not a bad film.
Cool.
All right.
What else?
Cool.
What else we got?
Tintin, co-director.
Oh,
We
man.
watched this last night, in fact, and I know we've talked about this on the show because it was one of my bests in a best and worst segment.
Yeah. Dan, tell me you've seen this one, mate, because you're wasting your time with all the other Spielberg shit. This is the
It's
one to watch.
stunning. It's
Fucking
stunning.
great.
The transitions are really
Beautiful.
good. How they go from they go from a handshake, and it zooms in on the handshake, and the folds of the hand turn into the Sahara Desert, and one of them's got a camel tattooed on his hand, and then this camel's walking on, and that's the next scene. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
the
beautiful.
motorbike
it's
chase
great.
through
Awesome.
Egypt is just.
Oh,
and
we got an interesting one here, Daniel.
there you go,
Awesome.
two opposites.
Hey,
attractions.
wow. So it's all
Yeah,
about.
hate him, not him.
Yeah,
I honestly was
Because that is the
blown away.
strongest. What is it that you like? The main
I
thing
think
that you don't
if
like?
you're a purist, if you're a Tintin purist, then you're going to be upset by some of the things that happen in this movie, no doubt. But I'm not, and I was blown away. This was the first ever movie I saw in 3D that was totally worthy of being in 3D. It looked fucking amazing. That whole motorcycle chase, it was just, it looked brilliant. And I've never thought that 3D added anything to anything else I've seen. But
Have you not
this was
seen
a-
Jaws 3D?
No, yeah, I've seen that. Of course, I have. But yeah, it was a great. They really made the 3D work.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see it in 3D. I watched with my girlfriend last night. She didn't know anything about Tintin, and she got really hung up on. So how old is he? How old is he? He looks like a kid, but he's a journalist. He looks like, and she got really hung up on the fact that the character looks so young, and she couldn't see him going on this amazing journey and having such intellect and stuff like that. But I
Tell her to get over it.
Yeah.
You said,
Yes,
get
so
over it.
ageist.
Watch it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, stop it. Yeah, it's brilliant. No, it's lovely. It's such a brilliant adventure film. It's a brilliant.
It's the
classic
film.
Spielberg adventure film.
It's the film that Indiana Jones 4 should have been.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
This film is bloody. Yeah, it really is.
We want to know why Martin didn't like it. He's not put yet.
Maybe he's writing a big paragraph.
I don't think I've seen that many. Oh.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, man. I mean,
No,
I
Tintin
just
is-
wasn't
I really love it.
expecting this to be as good as it was. The animation looked
No,
great.
me
The
neither.
story
I wasn't a
was
fan
all
of
right.
Tintin as a kid. Didn't like the books.
No, me neither.
Wasn't interested at all. And wasn't there a live action Tintin as well?
They did a cartoon series that ran for years, where they did
I mean-
really faithful adaptations of all the books.
Well, when we talked about this on the show last time, obviously it was the thing that Steven Spielberg had been trying to make this film for decades, and he'd had the rights to the film for a very, very long time. And then somebody else got the rights because he couldn't get a decent script written of it, and it ended up being an amalgamation of lots of different writers, but predominantly Joe Cornish and Edgar Wright, and those guys came on board, which were obviously Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. But
See,
it
this
worked
is a bit of pill for me to swallow, because I listened to Adam Buxton's podcast, and this is the bit where his friendship with his best mate and comedy writing partner just gets thrown away because his best mate decided he'd rather work for fucking Spielberg and Peter Jackson than hang out with his best mate. Yeah, Adam and Joe. Yeah. It's
there you go. 961 Tintin and the Golden Fleece.
That's okay. Yeah.
Mine said just couldn't get into it. Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. Did you see the? No, I thought the 3D version was. Some people thought it was too busy, and I was just wondering whether that's the version that Martin saw, and it was just
not me, mate. I thought it was. Man,
I thought it wasn't busy enough.
Yeah, I thought it was justified in its
Busy
choices to make it 3D, and thank God that Peter Jackson and Spielberg sort of decided to work on this together, because that's why he couldn't make it, because he was like, I can't really do it justice. Peter Jackson
when
said,
they're going to take it in turns at directing them? And then they just didn't do another one. I don't know why didn't they do another one?
Really?
They don't do very well.
I think because it
that.
wasn't massively commercially successful enough to warrant a sequel. Which
Well, I think it was Peter Jackson that said this has to be done animated. This can't be an actual. You have to do this as, and that's how it ended up being an animated film, and that's how I think Peter Jackson directed all of the stuff that he did with his studio. They split roles on Tintin.
Right.
But yeah, that would have been. It'd be good. It'd have been good seeing another Tintin film.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I did.
So we've got Lincoln. Did you see this?
I did not.
I
see
started this one. And got about an hour in and thought, fuck this.
Yeah, it's again, it's a heavy duty watching it.
Did you watch it, Lummy?
I watched it all. Yeah. I mean, but it's.
Would you recommend it? Would you recommend it?
I mean, if you like American history, then it's probably worth a watch. But it's very. I mean, I hate to say it. There's not a lot. It feels like it's very wordy. Put it that way.
Would I be better putting on Hamilton instead?
You'd be better. Probably.
Oh well, let's skip.
No, you'd be better watching Close Encounters.
Fair enough. So let's skip over Lincoln.
I agree that the performance was amazing. He's a great, great Lincoln. And
he's brilliant.
You guys know he's retired now, Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he says that all the time.
He retired after Phantom Thread, the last movie he did.
True.
Oh wow, Stephen Moffat was supposed to do Tintin.
See, I disagree, Bulletproof Blouse. I reckon he grew the beard to hide the fact that his chin was ridiculously pointy. So it was a cover-up. People keep pointing at my chin. Somebody just grow a little bit of fluff on it. It'll hide.
Right, so you better have watched his Vampire Hunting days, yeah. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, if you like your American history, give it a watch. But I don't know. Moving on. Bridge of Spies.
I didn't mind this one. Can't really remember much about it.
I haven't seen this.
A bridge with some spies, shit like that.
Again, seen it, but again, performance is good. It's got what's his name? Looking for
Tom Hanks. He's called Tom Hanks.
He's right on poster there. How would I miss him? No, the guy who.
Oh, hang on, I've got this mixed up. I thought this was the film about the guy who goes on the bridge with the spies, but it's not. It's the guy who gets stuck in a room full of flags and he can't find his way out. Flags keep flapping into his face and he's lost.
And then one merges inside of his head. It's like, what's going on?
Mark Rylance.
Yes.
Is that who you were going to say?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's
I watch
great.
that guy and anything.
Again, good performances from actors, and you can't fault any of that. Same with Lincoln, you can't fault the performances.
It's weird how people like Mark Rylance have been around for years, and then somebody like Spielberg discovers him, and all of a sudden, is in everything.
It looks like it was only released in the United States, Germany, the UK, and India.
All right.
What was?
British Spies.
Okay.
Yeah, it was $40 million as a budget, and it pulled in 165.5 million.
Right. It's not a lot of budget. Throw a spy movie.
Yeah, I mean, again, the only thing that kept me watching was Mark Rylance's performance. It was good.
Yeah. Right. Should we move on then? Okay. BFG.
Now, I haven't seen it. It was a toss-up between this and rewatching Tintin last night, and I went for Tintin, I'm afraid.
I've got to say, I didn't rate BFG.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
There was things I liked about it, but on the whole, the book is a zillion times better.
Yeah.
But what I liked about it was I liked the use of CGI and mocap to make these giants. I think that what's really incredible is the detail in the BFG's face.
Yeah,
you start to see that it's clearly modelled on Mark Rylance at certain points.
It was well made, and
clever.
I just don't think it had that.
It's not great.
That something to it, to make it. I don't know. I don't even know if kids get bored by it a little bit of this film.
I mean, I'm probably going to get shot down by some of these audience members here, but I never liked the original David Jason BFG cartoon either. I never liked that.
I always
I know that's really well loved. The book's just amazing.
Yeah,
the books are great.
Funny enough, for all the Roald Dahl stuff, it takes a it seems to be on a thin line of what works and what don't with them, doesn't it? It's like
fantastic. The Fox was great.
Yeah, and obviously, you Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder and that.
But again, Dahl hated
the Witches, the original Witches.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
The original Witches was stunning. I haven't seen
it's all right.
I've seen the remake, and
I know that they get like the shoes wrong and the.
Do you know what? I think what's missing. I think what's missing is a bit of the charm to these things. I think and I think that Witches remake, it just wasn't charming. It wasn't. Right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, this film, it's the budget was $140 million for the BFG.
I didn't realise it was Disney. That explains a lot.
Well, it was Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay.
I'll
tell you what is good about it. The kid who plays Sophie is a pretty good actress in it. She's good. She's believable.
The performances were fine. It was just a bit. I thought it was a bit uninspiring.
It just looked a bit green screeny, didn't it? It's not. Yeah.
If the budget was 140 million, what do you reckon the box office takings were?
140 million budget.
140 zillion.
250.
6.
Nope. 195. Yeah. So it only made but 50.5 million with a budget I agree. Do
you know, man?
It's shocking, isn't it?
That's really shocking. Yeah?
The problem is there seems to be this misconception that something that is good needs a fucking film version or a TV version of it, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's actually the opposite. And what Dan said about Roald Dahl there is true. It's the same with Stephen King. He's a great writer because the stuff you imagine in your head is way better than what they could throw at you on the screen. Yeah. So the end of the BFG, I still remember to this day, they chuck all the giants down a pit. You remember the bit where the kid climbs the fence and fucking falls in?
Yeah.
And the giants go mental and eat this kid. And that's kids' book, man. Yeah. The giants go absolutely crazy and eat these kids. It's it's important. The way he wrote.
Look at
was
Matilda.
Really important. Yeah.
Matilda as well. The Trunchbull was fucking horrific. Her parents were horrific. It was.
Again, yeah.
I think that what they forget is kids can deal with stuff, can't they?
Yeah.
Kids can watch. I mean, going back to films we used to watch, there are all sorts in them, and you dealt with it, didn't you, as a kid? I think things are getting a bit too sensitive, aren't they?
Not just that, look at the cartoons we watch. I know it's a well-worn kind of discussion topic, but the violence in Tom and Jerry cartoons, Roadrunner cartoons, they were absolutely fine as kids.
But you know what it is? It's your eyes become adjusted to it really quickly. I remember the first time I saw an episode of Family Guy. So we're talking, 25 years ago?
Yeah, I was shocked the first time.
And I was like, what? They can put this in a cartoon now? This is really insane.
Shocked.
And now it's like water off a duck's back because there's 30 things out that are way worse than Family Guy will ever dare to be.
Yeah, Klaus saying to Lois to straddle his bowl. That was the one.
Maybe it's.
And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Maybe it's obviously like Disney-fied stuff in it, and that they're the things that still get away with it and still do it, but the few and far between.
But this is the nastiest bit about it, right? Is they will capitalize on that if they choose to, if it makes enough money. Look how many fucking people started trying to make Deadpool when Deadpool came out and proved that an R-rated comic book movie can be absolutely really well made, full of cuss words, and people are still going to pay millions to go see it. And then all of a sudden you got Suicide Squad and your darker Batman, the latest Batman ones, and an F-bomb in the X-Men movies. You know what I mean? All of a sudden they go, well, if people are going to buy it, then of course we're going to do it. And it's just something so ingenuine about it.
Yeah. So we've got Ready Player One.
Loved it. Not as good as the book, but I really enjoyed this version of that story. I don't know Webb really enjoyed it as much.
I think it's dog shit. I really do. I've changed my mind. I thought it was all right at first, but the thing is, The book's fucking excellent. Really
The
easy
book is
to read,
excellent.
and it's like this is a perfect. The book is perfect for people that watch this show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's all about rounding
is.
up the geek knowledge that you've got already. This guy just found a way of tapping into that vein from the 80s and playing on a load of things that you're nostalgic about and making you want to turn the page. And the film is a car crash of CGI.
But the reason the film didn't do as the only thing I think the film was missing. I loved all the CGI. The only thing that they thought you were not going to look at the comments anymore. Sorry. The only thing that the film was missing for me that the book didn't have was the fact that it's really missing a trick, and I know why they couldn't do it. It's because they couldn't get the rights to all the stuff. But the amount of things like computer games, Back to the Future, all the things that Steven Spielberg has worked on. So the reason they get Steven Spielberg to direct this film because it's a Steven Spielberg story and it's an homage to him and all of his peers. But they can't get permission from the studios to use the images and the references to those films and those titles that he'd already worked on. And so that pop culture thing, you lost that in the film. That was but that's the reason the book worked so well for us, because it was like, I've seen that, I thought that, they might talk about it. And so it was just a catalogue of pop culture referencing for us. It was brilliant.
Okay, right.
That's the trouble. It's fallen down the Marvel plug hole, hasn't it, when you can't have Spider-Man in stuff. That's the trouble. It's, you've got stuff in there that I think it's a Warner Brothers film, in it, so they're not going to give any publicity to any Star Wars properties or anything like that in it. That's the problem you've got. So it's all these things, like I think that Iron Giant's in it, which is a Warner Brothers property. Now,
and in the background you can kind of see some properties from DC, and there's a couple of things from Star Wars, but not many. A couple of ships and stuff, but mainly it relies on you can tell it wanted the other properties. It just couldn't get them. So it dealt with what
exactly that.
But I'm just looking at these comments, and I do agree with some of it. Yes, bulletproof.
Nath, why don't we let Lummy bring the comments up, and then everyone can see the comments, because not everyone can see those. There we are.
Because he won't know what I'm talking about till I mention it.
Well, it brings it up, then we talk about it. There we are. Put in mind that.
I just want to say then.
No.
Right.
Is that the comment you wanted?
Yeah, it is, dude. That's perfect.
We just ask Lummy to bring a comment up, and then we can do it.
For some reason, Ready Player One put me in.
Fuck you.
Okay,
it's fine.
so
that's fine. We're done.
All right, cool.
What's
so
the next movie?
What's the next film then, Lummy?
And you're right. Ready Player 2 wasn't that great. I've almost felt
enjoy.
Dude, yeah, but the first half, not the first half, kind of made you feel like it was going to be good, and then it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you. It was a disappointment from that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And
I haven't even read the last couple of pages of it. I didn't finish it.
There's a comment from Bulletproof Blouse up there about it being nostalgic.
We've got this one first.
Oh, yeah.
Want to become famous? Yes, we do.
Guys,
Buy followers, friends.
Well, big follows.
And another one. Want to become famous? Oh, I'm thinking this is just a scam, guys. It's the same message from 2 different users.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But
just going back to that Bulletproof Blouse comment a little bit further up about it being nostalgia wank. Yeah, definitely it is.
Yeah.
However,
I got no problems with that.
I haven't really got a problem with that, because I like being nostalgic about stuff.
And you like wanking.
Yeah, but also I think he picked from the well of things I'm interested in. Do you know what I mean? If it was from a bunch of different shit that I'm not bothered about, then it probably would be difficult. It's a shame what happened to the second one. I'm sure it'll get a terrible movie. Didn't need a movie, man. In my opinion.
What was the budget actually on this one? What did they make?
It would have been massive, wouldn't it?
But what did it make?
Even those other properties from DC and Iron Giant and things like that, they're still expensive, man. They're not Marvel Disney money, but they are expensive.
Not as big as you'd have perhaps thought. It was 155 to 175 million, and it took 582.9 million.
Oh, do you know what? I've just been looking at Spielberg's IMDb. It says on here, upcoming films, The Adventures of Tintin, Red Rackman's Treasure.
Perfect. Awesome.
Nice one.
So
that'd be great.
Looks like they bring out Gremlins 3 producer.
Wow,
I mean, it's absolutely insane when you're just going back to Tintin. When you think about how many chances they took on people like Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, on Andy Serkis as Captain Haddock when they didn't actually want him. They took him on Peter Jackson's recommendation, saying, "Look, if you want the guy who's the best in the world at doing mocap, you're going to want this guy." So they're kind of but it's weird that film is like wholly responsible for Joe Cornish, for bloody Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and you know what I mean. It's just a weird. They're so fluky. They're so fluky that they just became on Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg's radar. You know what I mean? And swept up with it.
So what's next, Lummy?
Well, we've come to the end of the ones I picked out, but we haven't mentioned Jurassic Park, but we did a whole show on Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, it's not things that he's done that we haven't.
Indiana Jones, we did a show about that. So,
to be honest,
there's any others.
Quite a nice sort of segment. The only thing he was talked about once before was he produced the young Sherlock Holmes film, which is brilliant. If you haven't seen it, it's great. And it's got so many kind of precursors.
I mean, he's produced so many things. I mean,
I was just about to say, man.
Back to the Future.
You can't get too carried away about those things, because some things he had a really heavy hand in, no doubt. Back to the Future, Goonies, two great examples of films
that's
he was
what I'm
really
saying,
heavily involved in.
But young Sherlock Holmes as well, you can see the influence from him from the other films.
But as he gets more and more famous, he could be a producer on a film and be nowhere near that film now. Do you know what I mean? Just because he had a tiny hand in it, you know. So if you were going to go through his production credits, it would be a year.
All day. Yeah. I mean, certainly. I mean, even things like Transformers. You know, he produced that, didn't he? You know. But there's loads. There's absolutely loads.
I mean, that's the thing. We could almost do a whole series of shows on the films of Steven Spielberg and all the projects he's been involved in. I mean, Band of Brothers and things like that as well. It's
Batteries not included. Land Before Time. You know, you just start going through. Joe versus the Volcano, executive producer.
Joe versus the Volcano. Wow, yeah. I mean, again, another film that we talked about on the show. You know, it's amazing how we get through them.
Oh, shit. We've missed one, haven't we? Go to your comments, Lumb. Bottom comment.
Wait a minute.
Because we've upset somebody. We talk about it.
Yeah.
We have talked about this previously.
But
yeah, you're right. It's a phenomenal achievement, is that movie. It's quite hard. I think it must be really hard to make a war movie without upsetting somebody that was in that war. Do you know what I mean? Like, they got that wrong. You know what I mean? It's upsetting or pissing on the memories of the soldiers that died. But I think this is one that actually got a lot of accolades for the way they handled it. And that's where the Band of Brothers thing came from. That these were ideas from the soldiers.
That's right. Yeah.
So I mean, without Saving Private Ryan, you've got no Band of Brothers, which is fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful show. It's horrible. It really does make you think. Glad I was born in 1979 and I missed all this shit.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Because I want to held up, man.
Even way better than the Pacific, though. Wasn't as keen on the Pacific.
I didn't watch that because a couple of people said the same thing. It put me off.
It didn't have the heart that Band of Brothers had.
The biggest
too disjointed for me.
Biggest mistake though in Saving Private Ryan that took everybody out of the film. Sticking Ted Danson halfway through it when he hadn't been out for ages.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
In the cinema, when I first watched this, I swear to God, I've told you about this before. At the same moment, everybody were loving the film, everybody were right into it, following the story. Then all of a sudden, Ted Danson pops up, and everybody in the cinema, you heard them go, "Is that Ted Danson?" I swear to God. It was the first showing, and it was rammed, and everybody, stopped. And then from that, I don't know why, because you've already been watching Tom Hanks, it's like you lost all sense of... It was weird. It was like, he's not been out for ages. It was such a shock to see him. It kind of took you out of the thing.
I think it's quite funny, isn't it? It's quite
it's good. No, good chat.
It's not a great film,
It's in fact, what was the budget on Saving Private Ryan? And complete on that. It was, I could imagine it was a huge budget for that, surely. No. I mean, again, say no. It's a lot of money. 70 million. What do you reckon it took in the box office?
500 million.
I think a lot of grandparents went to see that one, so I would have thought a shit ton.
You're really close, Lummy. $482
Ooh,
million.
yeah.
Wow. So that's
Really
close to
close.
being one of his biggest grossing, if not his biggest.
Yeah,
grossing,
yeah.
right?
Look, when you compare it to the budget,
Yeah,
box office ratio, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Crikey. Well, gentlemen, that was a really good chat, Lummy. Oh, crikey. Yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Oh, Amazing Stories TV show. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
Yes,
good.
yeah.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So yeah, it's not that good, is it? Fucking Vin Diesel.
Lummy,
I'm only kidding. I like Pitch Black.
Ghostbusters.
He's not. He's not.
The Ghostbusters score, Lummy.
Oh yeah, it's out. It's out. Ghostbusters 2. The score's out.
How much did it cost? Is
Oh,
it
you
like
can
special edition or
No, it's available like all over.
illegally?
You
Illegally,
can
is that what you're trying to say?
you can download it off Amazon. You can buy it for £8.
Okay.
So
oh wow!
it's-
So I thought with it being the score, it might be.
No, it's a commercial
Something like
release.
that.
What? Don't you even get a CD with it?
You can buy it on CD if you want, but you don't
I
have to.
might.
You can buy it. You get like a little case.
I'll
The
bet
only
the first CD I bought in 20 years.
they've had to
Ghostbusters 2.
they've had to re-record some of the music because I lost the master tapes.
Idiots.
Really?
What are they doing?
They actually re-recorded some of the music for it. How much of that did they have to re-record?
I honestly don't know, but there's some stuff that's not in the score. Still better than
like
nothing.
whole tracks or people or sort of people.
So what they sometimes do with score music, they'll put tracks together. They do it all the time. And it's a bit annoying because you can't place it in the film without going through and watching the film and matching up the stuff. Somebody will do it online. They'll do it in a matter of days. They'll go through and say, this is the order you play them in.
Right.
But it's all out of sequence, all the music on the thing,
Okay.
which is a bit, it's not ideal. But it's just to make it more thematic when you're listening to it, I guess, rather than have all the same kind of tracks together, somebody will do that in a matter of days. They'll go, this is what you need to do, and this is missing, and all that. But
How
stuff,
many
it's
times
funny.
did you listen to it?
About 4, not many. But I'll tell you what, not considering so much stuff I listen to. But what happens sometimes, the master tapes turn up. I'll give you a quick example. I know we've got no time left. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, right? They brought out a 3 CD version of it, right, a while back, and some of the music wasn't on it. Right, some of the music wasn't there because they said they couldn't find it. Then about 6 months later, they found the entire master tapes for the film, so they had to bring out another version, a 4 CD version, and loads of
These
people.
fucking slovenly recording artist guys are just like, I'll just stick that tape in that pile over there. Has it got a label on it? Nah, don't worry about that.
I don't know. It's weird that these things turn up though in like music vaults and stuff. The other week they brought out Danny Elfman, Sleepy Hollow, 4 CDs of that.
How can it be 4 CDs? That's
'Cause
longer
it's all-
than the film.
Because it's all alternate cuts and different things, and
Is it good?
yeah.
I quite like Sleepy Hollow's sound.
It's good. It's good. Again, I'm not that massive fan of the film, so I don't know the music that well. But it's doable. Yeah, you listen.
I think I've seen Sleepy Hollow enough to recognise a few tracks if I hear them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always had I'm a bit of a sucker for Danny Elfman's.
If you ever see it, it's really hard to get hold of. There's a Tim Burton, Danny Elfman CD box set, 17 discs with all the music from all the films in loads of alternate stuff and everything. It's good. Yeah.
I've seen that motherfucker live.
I know you have, you bastard.
Danny Elfman came
Didn't
out
tell
singing
me.
Jack Skeletons.
Didn't tell me about it. I'm
Well,
good,
it was
man.
a surprise, wasn't it? Because my sister got me a ticket for the.
Well, she should have got me one.
Oh, she hates you though. Sorry.
No, she don't.
True, she does.
Which one? Which one? Narrow it
All
down.
my sisters. No, they hate you. Stop trying it on with them. Keep your hands off.
I'll stop when they stop. How about that?
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Webb,
It should-
I'm only human.
I know, mate. I know.
Right, gentlemen,
Anyway.
what is going on this week? Lummy, what have you got going on? What's happening?
I'm off out to
on
see Beth and
Box
Daisy.
Office? Right. And after that, what's happening on Box Office Radio this week?
So tomorrow night it's a normal show, so no like best of music. It's just different tracks. I've got a bit of Superman on tomorrow night, a bit of Goonies, bit of everything tomorrow night. I've actually got this.
Ghostbusters 2?
I've got Ghostbusters 2 tracks straight in there, no messing. Also, I'll tell you what I have found. I found this Sylvester Stallone film. called Paradise Alley about him being a wrestler, right? And there's a piece of music, and I've put it on I've got a section where I call it the deep track dive, where I go into the archives and find stuff a bit weird. And it's got the end credits from that in it, and it's got Sylvester Stallone singing a song on the end credits.
Can he sing?
I'll let you decide.
Tune in to find out.
Tune in to find out tomorrow night.
That in itself is worth tuning in for.
Yeah,
tomorrow
honestly.
night. And,
Hey, I'm not an idiot either. I put it in the middle of the show, so you've got to listen at the start of it.
and
Yeah.
prequel, requel, sequel. Where and how and who this week?
So you can watch that. It was Trading Places on tonight's episode, so you can watch that. That'll be live on it'll be on the channel with special guest Michael Legg on that one.
Can I
Fantastic.
just say
And that
as
can
well,
be
I
found
watched,
on your Facebook channel, and it can be found on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry,
that's
Webby,
right.
go for it.
I was just going to say, I watched last week's prequel, sequel, requel with Nick Helm. And if you haven't seen that, guys, I'm sure it's on YouTube and stuff. It was really good. I really enjoyed it, especially because it was a Three Amigos episode.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely interested in people's thoughts about all three. It was great. Really enjoyed it.
I just remembered the last one next week, which obviously because of the Fringe, I had to do it on a Monday night. Unfortunately, is Uncle Buck.
Oh,
I've
God.
not done that yet.
Christ, I can imagine Lummy not turning up for our show and just watching the show he's just made.
I'll have it on in corner. Do a video of me in corner just watching
Lummy,
it.
what do you think about this? And he's like, what?
Who's on it? Who have you got on that one?
We've got a comedian called Phil Ellis on it. If all goes well, he's going to do it. He's a big comedian, Manchester way, and down in London. Good stuff. Bit of a
Big
surreal
smoke.
comedian.
Oh,
Big
nice one.
city comedian, big city
Webby.
funny boy.
Webby, is there anything that you've got lined up that you want to watch this week, or anything that you can recommend that you
I
think,
might
you know what, I
watch-
saw this in the last couple of weeks, and
Out of everything we've talked about tonight, the one I think I'm going to rewatch is Munich.
yeah.
I don't remember too much about that one, except for the fact that
I think
was
it's on
fucking
Netflix
brilliant.
as well.
Is
I
it?
think it's
I
on
might. Yeah, I'll
Netflix.
give that one a watch. I'm halfway through Stripes, which I've never seen with Bill Murray
That's a
and
great
John
film.
Candy.
I love
But
Stripes.
you know what? I think because I've seen it the wrong way around, I can't help but feel that it's ripping a lot off of Police Academy when I know it's the other way around. It's the other way around. They saw Stripes and they made Police Academy based on that, and I know that for a fact, but I cannot get it out of my head when I'm watching it. It's
Throwing
really
stuff
weird.
at screen. Leave Gothenburg alone.
I mean, it's weird for me to see Harold Ramis and Bill Murray still looking old, but younger than they were in Ghostbusters. I mean, Bill Murray's like 28 in this, and he looks fucking older than I look now. It's weird. Like, was there ever a point in this guy's life when he wasn't receding? It's really strange to see old, young Bill Murray. It's all right. It's all right. It's very 70s.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much. What an awesome show this week. Thank you so much for everyone who got involved. Some brilliant comments this week and lots of really cool suggestions for things that we're going to be doing impressions-wise and for other things that we can... Oh, crikey. Any other comments for me before we go?
There's no... just Daniel's put Kevin's Nightmare Movies, books, video, and some stuff goes missing all the time.
Yeah.
It's about the
the
thing. We're still waiting for that Planes, Trains and Automobiles cut from Paramount.
Be amazing, wouldn't it? Lummy, was there anything else you just wanted to add?
I was going to say we haven't decided for next week what we're going to do, but is a Bill Murray retrospective a good idea? Just
Weirdly,
after what
I was
Webb
going to
saying.
suggest Dan Aykroyd after what
Dan Aykroyd, or yeah.
I did think Dan Aykroyd earlier on in the show. But what do you think? Let us know. Leave a comment on our Facebook page, It's All Geek to Me, or over on our Twitter feed at It's All Geek Twits. Thank you so much, Bulletproof Blackhouse. Thank you so much, Big T. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, weird spam site that threw us a few comments as well. That was interesting. Thank you very, very much. And folks, feel free to share the heck out of our content, because that is how we get more viewers and that is how our collective knowledge gets bigger. But for me, for Rich, for Webby, and for Lummy and his classic can of Coke.
Don't drink it. It's 84 years old.
It's gonna have radioactive poison in it, dude. It's gonna have
lead
actual
line.
cocaine. That's the
It's a
original
lead
lead line
line.
cocaine.
Yeah, that's
So,
it.
So we might not see Lummy next week. If we do, he might be manic as fuck. But we will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Same time, same place. Smash that like button. That's right. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.